Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special, very last-minute edition of Scheduling Conflicts, the only premium TTRPG show, because there is no legal definition of premium, that only plays when other shows get canceled. This is normally the time slot for The Party Makes Things Worse, but not today. No. Today, this is a Scheduling Conflicts spot. We are going to do a level 20 one-shot adventure. A little preamble before we get started. This is gonna get pretty silly. Fun fact, if you watch some of our older content, you would know this. D&D is not actually made to be played above level 15, 16, would you say, Spencer? You've dabbled in those higher levels a few times. Things really
I believe
break
past
down.
level 14 is too much.
Things really break down somewhere around 8th level spells, and they just about stay that way through the end. But I happen to know that's not going to be a problem for this merry band of adventurers. I'm going to ask you all, do you want to rapid fire introduce your characters now or in media res as I describe our opening? Also, an important note about scheduling conflicts. The players know nothing.
In media res.
Yep. All right. Sounds good to me too.
Our adventure opens on a somber but joyous festival. A rare occurrence in the world is coming to pass. A great and ancient dragon, a friend to the people and a lover of the people, specifically of the city of High Shield, the great city of rivers, is dying. Old age has begun to grip the edges of the scales of Lomeriac the Kind, who has guarded this city for generations uncounted. But alas, no one lives forever, not even a great gold dragon, and so the city is coming together to celebrate the last moments of Lomeriac's life. The benefit of being so famous a creature is you have diviners to give you to the hour and the minute if things go unchanged the moment of your death. And Lomeriac, well into the ends of his thousands of years of life, knows that his time has come and is ready to celebrate. People are flocking in droves to come see this. People are paying ridiculous prices to be as close to Lomeriac as possible, because rumor has it, when a great ancient dragon dies, a great expulsion of magic has a chance, a slim chance, but a chance all the same, of transforming anyone nearby into a dragonborn of that same color. So, with a mix of greed and fondness in their hearts, many people from across the city and across the world at large have come here today. But you three have been here before, and you have known Lomeriac, not for long, given his incredible life, but a few times you have spoken to Lomeriac, been guided by his kindly wisdom. And so you are here, I imagine less so, to be transformed or transmogrified into a golden dragon, but instead to enjoy the last few moments with this friend of yours you have made in these last few years. Good King Wenderin Calith is making speeches all day long. Another one is just around the corner, and you all rest at the end of a long adventure. A moment of reprieve, a somber but joyous celebration. We cut to our first character. I'm going to go in the order that it is on YouTube. I will ask Spencer to introduce his character, and what part of the festival do we find him in?
You find Gulrag Hammerman. Massive. He is easily 6'9", 6'10". Just strolling through the town. He's at the stall section of this festival, clearly looking for something specific. And eventually he does see that, and he turns, muscles rippling, towards a small tent build. And he walks up, and there's a kindly old man sitting behind the desk. And this mullet-bearing gargantuan walks up and says, hello, could I potentially purchase some parchment and maybe a quill?
Good gracious golly gee willikers, is that Gulrag Hammerman?
Yes, that's me. I'm surprised
In my shop. He stands up and runs into the back, and quickly, like 3 kids and a woman are ushered out as well. And he goes, "Oh, please, here." He like gets a little stepladder up and gets up and takes a stack of paper off the top shelf of the cabinet behind him and puts it down and gets a little bottle of ink that's swirling with flakes and iridescence and puts it on the counter and goes, "Please, please. Free of charge. Just let anybody who asks know where you bought it. Thank you so much. Just to have you in here is such an honor."
Yes, of course. I can't take it free of charge. And he reaches into his bag and he pulls out 2 platinum pieces. He says, "I think this will probably suffice." And he takes the bottle and the papers. He says, "Have a good festival." And he walks away.
He reaches out, takes the 2 platinum, looks around. As you leave, you just catch the edges of him saying, "We can afford to close down the shop and go to the festival, kids!" And they all run out the door and shut the curtains. And nobody think too hard about the fact that the level 21 shot is about to start.
An important note, Gorag, you do see as he turns, his hair moves out of the way, his mullet moves out of the way of his ears, and he is a high elf. Just an important note for everyone to keep in mind, and he walks away.
Nice. Okay, going back around the corner, I will ask next, hanging this U here, where do we find Nick? Where do we find your character in the moments before the real festivities kick off here today?
Introducing, on the outskirts of the festival, helping out some of the poor souls who aren't able to attend or are just dreaming of getting over this fence of the wall, is the one, the only, the humble Bork. A barbarian of dragonborn descent, white, if you're curious. Why his name is Bork? Well, as his friends and companions have known for years, Bork has suffered a tragic hit to the head when he was young, almost losing most of his identity and mind. Outside that, we slowly discovered of his ancestral spirits. Each of his ancestors, the 4 from his generations, each starting with each name that he goes by. So each of the Dragonborn start like, if for example, the B in Bork would be Grishneth Breathwhile. First and last name.
So you have the longest imaginable name, and it has been curtailed to a sort of reasonable Bork.
Yeah. And it's very much, and because Bork is a little slower now, slower with words, and just tries to get back to the people. So we see him right now working with all the children and poor folk, and being like, "You need help?"
Yes, we see.
I ask for hug, and then as he hugs, and then he eats them over safely, making sure that they get into the festival, just gathering. He's all about making sure everyone is attending.
We see Bork looking at the people who cannot afford to bribe their way in. He is chucking them over the wall into the soft hedges on the other side where they can safely land and scramble into the festivities. This festival, for the record, is huge. It takes up multiple city blocks. And so getting people across those barriers, you may never see them again tonight, but you are getting them into the sort of larger festivity. Absolutely wonderful. A bunch of them very excited. Bork, please help. There's this sort of thing. I imagine at some of the sports games in town, the chant is just Bork. Even if you're not playing, it has just become part of the word and sound of the city's voice. Magris Corsica, you're up next.
All right. So Teal flicking his kind of like co-workers like shoulder to shoulder. He's like, "All right, everyone, lift, push," as they all like take the top half of his tavern, lift it up and move it to the side. "All right, guys, we've got a good open air here. We're gonna have all of the guests for the festival coming by. Just go to every wall, serve everyone, and keep all the stouts and other ales pouring well." We
see Magris and a bunch of other just sort of neutral, beefy men who just got finished moving the entire inn, like those videos of Amish installing barns by just walking, holding the barn. You set it down much closer to the festivities themselves, and customers begin to pour in. Of course, knowing that this is Magris's bar is no small consolement or help. Your many different people that work for you and with you are making their way in and out and around the bar, serving drinks, giving things out. Some of it is free, some of it is paid. It's a little hard to keep track of which is which this far into something that is such a big deal, right? Many generations will come and go before anything like this will ever happen again.
Yeah, and Magris is like, I guess, Leonin as well, and he's got like these like kind of like dark tabby stripes, like a little bit of like more silver now too. And he's just kind of like looking at his bar, kind of like thinking this will be like a good like send off to have it kind of like in this new location.
And for those of you who have not put it together yet, this level 21 shot is 3 level 20 barbarians because they couldn't talk about their characters in advance because them's the rules. Absolutely wild. You all go through those opening scenes and begin to make your own way forward. You know that you are among many guests of honor. Any adventurer who have managed to survive long enough in this part of the world to speak to Lomariac and who still draw breath even now are going to be in attendance. As you arrive, moving through the front gate, of course, no fees need be paid for you all. You see many, it's sort of like seeing different graduating classes. You know, you see people separated by a generation or by a couple of years, different groups of adventurers who were fighting maybe 10 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, all of whom, in one way or another, sort of touched the lives of Lomariac. Few of them to the acclaim and great splendor of the Beefy Boys 3 here, who have just... I mean, I can't even imagine the stories of legend and lore that follow around the three of you just picking up dragons and throwing them across battlefields and all kinds of nonsense in that same regard. As you make your way across, you see a giant, very comfortable looking sort of chaise lounge constructed by an old giant named Riemann Garvel, one of Lomariac's oldest friends, somebody who lives on a timescale a little closer to the dragon. It is this impossibly large couch, and laying on it, he sleeps more than he is awake these days. Lomariac the Kind lounges, wings up in the air, head rested on the high rest. You see there is a set of stairs that walk up so that you can walk up to where Lomariac's face is to share a few words. He whispers and speaks quietly. The last time you needed his advice, this was much the shape he was in. Some of the others have a little bit of a more mournful look than you all. The giant in particular has been somewhat unconsolable. Riemann has known Lomariac for a very long time, and it is rare to have a friend so long when you are a giant in this world. But the party is bustling, and for the average townsperson, they don't necessarily get this and are just having a really good time because there's a giant festival with wine and gifts and things and people and talking, and the heroes are all here and they're all very excited. So it's sort of an odd mix. As we go through these opening events, we've got to move at pace here. It is a one shot. I'm going to ask one more little scene from each of you, unless you wanted to do it together. I ask only, what does your final, when your opportunity comes up to share a word with Lomariac, do you make it together or separate, and what do you say?
Would we have brought a gift to him, maybe?
You certainly can. I wouldn't recommend giving him something that he will use tomorrow. I would bring him food, maybe a treat. Don't get him a new stereo.
I think that I would walk up separate, and maybe we would meet at the...
Great. Yeah, you're going to probably meet then at King Wenderen's sort of large plinth where he is going to give his speech. I love Nick just gave anybody watching in the dark on their phone the Dune treatment because his face just went with white light. I don't know, that might just be for me. I was watching Dune in the theaters and they kept cutting to a desert and I was like, no. Okay, so we open with that. We see Golrag Hammerman making his way up the steps. Golrag, how old of an elf are you?
Golrag essentially looks 29, but he's like 120, 125. He's not very old, but he's old for the typical mortals around.
Yeah, I mean, especially the big question then is, was Golrag raised by humans or elves?
Golrag was originally raised by elves, but after about 20 years in the Elvish Conclave, he left and he grew up with an orcish group, war band.
That's great to know. So basically, for those of you who don't know, that matters because in High Elven sort of society in D&D, until you are 100, you are a child. But if Golrag left at 20, he was an adult at 20. That's how the rest of the world works. So we have a little bit of a more seasoned, an equivalent elf of your age would be far less seasoned in the ways of the world than you. So as you make your way up, you have probably had the most time to potentially speak with Lomariac check. Whether or not you did is up to you. As you walk up, his eyes kind of flutter open, and in this sort of impossibly deep, reverberating voice, he has to whisper just so that he doesn't deafen the festival. His horns have grown so long that they are somewhat burdensome on his head, and you can actually see that a few of them are propped up with like this sort of elaborate, almost crown-like pillow with some structure to it that kind of holds up the weight of his horns, which he can no longer comfortably hold. And he goes, "Golrag, it has been long years. Wait, what did I... Sorry, my mind wanders. When did I last see you, friend?"
I believe it was about 1 year ago at this point.
Apologies. My mind wanders in these closing hours.
Of course, of course. Well, first of all, Lemiriac, it's good to see you, you old cad. I was hoping to show you something, a bit of growth from our last visit. And Gorag takes out the papers. You see the empty ink bottle. And written on the one sheath here is the spell components of something that he was instructed by Lemiriac to learn. And Gorag casts Mage Hand, and he lifts a tankard of ale off of a serving tray, and it does fall after a few seconds, but he says, "Huh?
Ha ha, Golrag! You never fail to impress, my friend, to learn new tricks so far into your own education. You are an inspiration to many."
I'd say the same for you, old friend. I think that the rest of Beef are here, actually. They're probably going to be coming up here any second.
Beef. And we look and we see Magris and Bork making their way up the stairs, seeing that Golrag anticipated them by a few moments. He leans in and goes, "Before the rest of Beef is here, I am proud of you for your spell, Golrag." As they walk up, and would maybe be a little bit more elbowy about the same interaction as the two of you arrive. He goes, "Magris and Bork, my friends. Yeah, it has been good to see so many familiar people. I am glad Golrag stirred me from my slumber. I hardly recognized him, so it is easier to speak to you now."
Yeah. Well, I brought some of my brought up some of my ale from the tavern. I mean, many thanks to you for kind of suggesting I get out on the adventuring path after I was kind of on the fence for so long, and it's been a great adventure. And the tankard's, I think, half empty, but please don't worry about hangover or anything. Just guzzle it down and enjoy.
He sort of opens his mouth and lets you walk up and pour it in, and he goes, "It does taste very good, Magris. Yes, as only I have said in this world, and is quoted exclusively to me, with great power comes great responsibility, Magris. You cannot let such gifts wander by merely because you did not wish for them. It was brave of you then, and it stays brave now." Oh,
Much
and
appreciated.
Bork, one of my brother, kin, seeing your dragonborn form.
Oh.
And just big hug.
Yes, you
Just big.
wrap
Nice
around.
to
You feel
see
the
you.
truly constant heat that comes off of the massive form of Lomariac. The calories this man needs to eat to live.
Bork pointing out to the whole crowd in the distance. "Look at all of your friends help to worship and help you in this festival. And look, I finally completed the quest that you have sent me to help me learn me again." He presents 4 amulets, each representing one of his 4 spiritual guardian ancestors that define Bork. Each a different dragonborn, so black, bronze, white, and silver amulets, all from all stretches of the world. He was able to find this and take back what it was his.
Truly a remarkable prize, Bork. Wear them well. They are proud watching you even now, I am sure. Look at you. Beef. All together. So many friends. And he looks out, and you look and you see many other little clusters of adventurers and heroes from other corners of the world. And he goes, few have been tested as well as you all, but it has brought you strength that none other possesses. I am glad to have you here, and to know the city is safe kept in what comes next. And he gives you a smile.
I'm going to hit him with a quick bow.
Ah, we get a bow, and you begin to head off and kind of scramble down as you realize your conversation, while well-deserved, went a little long as Wenderin is standing at the podium, looking up. As you all look down, you see him, like, looking up at you all. As you kind of scramble on down, you see that you are sort of up on the podium with Wenderin Calith, the king of High Shield and the surrounding areas. Wenderin is well known to be a good and, at least most of the time, auspicious and well-mannered king. He's had his outbursts. An important note I'm asking for no reason. What are the passive perceptions in the group?
19.
16.
It is 10.
10. As the festivities begin to quiet, as things begin to move well into pace, we see a few more moments of levity as King Wenderin turns around and makes sure he has notes on what everybody is going to say and the order of events for the day. And he goes, all right, I think we're well situated. I believe we are headed for an impressive sending for our friend. And turns. As he turns and begins to face forward, Magris, you get just the faintest whiff of something strange on his breath. Something sour, something strange. As he turns and begins to introduce, you see one of the court clerics waves out a hand, and his voice is projected to be 3 times louder than it ought to be. Ahem, hem, 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 hem. The crowd quiets and watches. And what's up?
Oh, I'll mutter to the party. I'll be like, I think there's another tavern starting in town while we've been away. Gah, that's going to be some stiff competition.
Oh, the Tavern of Sour Plum. I've actually heard of them. Yeah.
Oh,
As
sour plums. Who would use those?
Wenderin
We
begins
could
to
always
speak.
put them out of business.
Friends, allies, companions, we are here gathered to bid a fond farewell to Lomeriac the Kind, and an applause erupts across the crowd. A good and decent friend in all hours of the day and all hours of the night for more centuries than any of us have known. Indeed, a different dynasty led this place when he began his charge of our city and has watched us ever since. But it is with a faithful heart that we trust those that he entrusted. And he begins to direct out to the crowd and back to you all standing behind him, the sort of 3 currently prime of their game heroes. There's a few groups that went to level 20 and are in the denouement of their story and are back down around level 12, somewhere in that zone. Age has begun to slow them a bit at some of the more creaky edges. With that in mind, I believe it is time for us to strike up the band and sing a song. And you begin to hear a song composing across the space. Flowing music filling the air. It starts quite plain, and then it begins to grow discordant, like somebody's playing wrong. There's a strange streak across the front, and and Wenderin, who you expect to grimace or frown, you see a small smile crack at the corners of his lips. Hearing this, it's a strange display. As the bow continues to streak across, you hear another band strike up off to your right that you didn't know was supposed to, and then another on the left, and then another to the north of where you are, until there are 5 bands playing across the area. Everybody in front of you is just clapping and having a good time.
Gorag looks over at Borgpork and says, is this a dragon thing or a culture of your peoples? What sounds off.
It is. I don't understand.
Yes, it is not. This is very strange. As the music continues to build and swell, you begin to feel beneath your feet a rumble. Like the earth itself quakes ever so gently. The fountain in the center of the plaza in front of you begins to sputter and spit And what was once clear and true water becomes thick and viscous. It drips out like slime, slowly moving down, and begins to move down. One of the drops falls on someone's arm, and they immediately begin to scream. And you watch as this normal person, as this blob hits their arm, it begins to burn all the way through, instantly eating through flesh and bone, and their hand falls to the ground. As they look around surprised, panic, shock begins to fill the area. The sound begins to sort of crescendo, and then you all watch as this large sort of crown-like pillow against Lomariak's head, massive bands of metal swing around and clamp his head down onto the settee lounge. He begins immediately to try to pull, but is just too weak, as Wenderin turns to you all and says, "Go investigate, see what is wrong," and turns back to the crowd, continuing to speak. He's continuing his speech as if nothing odd is going on at all.
Gorag will run to Lemariak.
You begin to sprint across the space. I imagine your movement speed is quite high.
40 feet, baby. Let's go.
45 here.
Issues out to everyone to escape. Just run, clear cells.
People start to run. You hear Wenderin as you leap, and all of you run. Only Magris catches as Borkbork yells, "Run." Just a moment. Under his breath, Wenderin says, "Shit," muttering to himself as people begin to flee, and he begins to speak faster, as if trying to get through his speech as quick as he possibly can, as you begin to see green light glowing around Lomiriak's head. As you all arrive up and begin to try to pull at the metal, it won't move, it won't budge, nothing. Unfortunately, no check needed. This item has been magically infused and enchanted. There is no amount of strength that will break this. And you begin to watch as from the fountain pouring thick black ooze until finally a rift, as if in the air and sky, tears itself open, as if a space in the fabric of the world has been found that was just weak enough to poke a needle through and then tear. And slowly you see a massive limb of black ooze 10 feet long slams out. Anyone in its path immediately crushed, burned, and killed, as a second does the same. And the impossibly massive form of a titanic creature of black ooze with horrible green eyes carries itself out of the entrance. By the time it has pulled itself through, it stands 20 feet tall. It is a hillside that begins to swing, and with each movement of its tendrils, dozens of people are killed in each direction, and with each death, its form continues to build and grow. And as you all turn in a moment of horror, you see two things in the same vision because of where you are standing. Right in your face, you watch Lomariak, the strength draining from him, and then something vile. That same black ooze, leaking from his nose and his mouth, begins to leak from the corners of his eyes and between his scales. And down below, you watch as Wenderin Calith's form shimmers and changes. And you see, of course, your old enemy from so many long sessions ago, Valiak Kazoth, of course! The one who kidnapped the king at last year's festival. How did we not think of this? Everybody knows he's an imposter. Everybody knows those are his talents and skills. A moment of sheer panic as from the crowd.
He said he was who he was, though. We believed him. Dang it!
We believed him. From one of the guards, a captain of the guard named Tommen, who you were with on that adventure, goes, "You bastard!" His whole squad died trying to save him in that fight. And you watch as this ooze fills and pours across the front of Lomariak. He sparks and fire gathers in his throat and erupts within his form. And you see this, and through many scars and terrible wounds, ooze begins to pour out of him, and the helmet unlashes. And slack-jawed and dead, a still-moving Lomariak faces you all down. Roll initiative.
Baliak, you cur! I'll kill you if it's the last thing I do once and for all!
All right. And
This is like the old, this is like Spencer, your old Order of the Heart days.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we're probably in Fadia. I didn't say that, but yeah, for sure.
Haha.
That makes sense.
All right. I got a 15.
15, great. I forgot that I'm the GM. I was like, thanks.
I got a 17.
17 for Goldrag, great.
14.
14 for Goldrag. Okay. All right, I'm just getting my notes in order. This is the stuff those other shows cut out, but we give you the real deal here.
Fingers crossed he tries to put me into a magical sleep or potentially charm me.
That'd
be great.
Likely. As the
Yeah.
ladder collapses as he snaps himself free. Thank you for subscribing, Jared Carter. As there is a loud smashing and breaking sound as you all fall a short distance from the ground and take no damage because it's a one-shot, and Lomeriak lifts himself up. A strange mix of emotions, a moment of how many times did you wish that you would see him get up again, like the old days, but not like this. Not like this. And he lets out an impossible roar that rings your mind and fills your head with noise as it just lifts into the space. I'm trying to see if there's anything major here for him I need to do. I don't think so. As his form comes up, first in the initiative is Golrag Hammerman. Golrag, your friend is dead. What do you do?
I'm going to kill him and put him into a better rest. I am going to... First, I'm going to enter a rage.
Absolutely.
That's numero uno. And as I do so, barbarian instincts intact, I am going to enter into the form, the avatar form that I've got when I enter a rage, which I can do once per long rest.
Nice.
And I'm going to say, it's all the way down here. It gives me... okay, here it is. In addition, my rage now lasts for 10 minutes
Nice.
without me to take any additional actions to extend it from round to round. It ends early, and the Divine Warrior. I have a fly speed, I'm resistant to necrotic, psychic, and radiant damage, and when a creature within 30 feet of me would drop to 0 HP, you can take a reaction and drop it to 20 instead of 0.
For the whole 10 minutes?
Yeah. No, Rage of the Gods is 1 minute.
Thank goodness.
But my rage is
absolutely.
10 minutes.
Okay, so that's your bonus action. You enter that sort of ecstatic state, feeling possessed by this great and mighty power that fills your mind and heart. Is that your action as well, or do you have that coming up the pipe still?
Action, I'm swinging my great axe 2 times right at my boy Lemuriac. That is going to be... I'm also rolling it recklessly.
Huge. Reckless swings. You all watch Goldrag just start swinging, chopping down with the hammer, not willing to let his this ancient friend live like this for even a minute.
And that is a 32 to hit and then a 26 to hit.
Starting with
How's
a
that
32.
looking?
Absolutely incredible. Those both absolutely hit Lemuriac.
All right. And that's going to be... 27 points of damage.
Huge.
And that's going to be it.
Huge. You take this massive swing down. Only one attack?
Those 2 attacks.
Okay, huge. So you just sort of tagged all that together, swinging down with this axe. You carve in, trying to bring low this ally as he stumbles slightly under the weight. Certainly not, but he's not bloodied. You know, we're still rolling, but we're getting there. Up next would be Magris Corsica.
All right. Let us echo the chorus of our rages as we squash this foul corrupted version of our great friend.
Nagris is so possessed of sadness he can barely speak.
Yeah.
Look at
Kill
this.
him, Magris!
Look at this acting. This is the kind of stuff you only get here.
And I guess he uses his bonus action to go into a rage.
Huge.
And rolling on the wild magic table.
Great. This will go
As
great.
like the stories and of all that from like his hearing the adventurers at his tavern.
I've softened him up for you, Magris. Get him.
All right. So. All right. So I guess like shadowy tendrils, like I guess his like all his fur kind of like poofs up like a cat's does when they're startled, and like shadowy tendrils also kind of start emerging from it.
For a moment, maybe
And-
Golrag and Borkbork, you fear that Nagris too has been taken, but you see they are the familiar form of the inky tentacles he summons at times.
He gets 1d12 temporary.
Huge. Roll those up. And now it's action time. Are we all swinging?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much else we as barbarians can do.
It's very true.
Yeah. And I will take my Stonemaker war pick. And
People say
swing
you're
at
going to do a
this
level 20 wine shot. Why be 3 barbarians? Don't you need a cleric? If the enemy's dead, they can't hurt you.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody knows that.
And heal what, my 300 hit points?
You're
Yeah.
The most this cleric's putting out is like, I don't know, 30 HP. What's the difference?
All right. So the one is
If you started with
30.
a ta, you hit.
okay. Yeah, I guess the lowest one would be 26.
You know, just for expediency, because we're trying to crank out this one shot, AC is 20.
20.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Not something I would
Alright.
normally recommend doing, giving away the AC, but we gotta move. AC's 20. If you
Expedient.
roll over a 20, that shit hits. I trust you all.
All right. And +4 with melee damage.
If you
so-
lie, you have to GM the next campaign. The whole thing.
Good luck.
60. All right.
I forgot I get
So that's
bonus
32 damage total. Piercing.
Great.
32 damage. Absolutely huge swings as you carve into this form. Spencer, what extra damage did you forget? Your rage damage? How much is that?
Yeah, just rage damage. I don't know. I'm trying to find it right now.
I think it
I'll
says-
tell you.
It's based on your
4?
barbarian level, so if you check the there's one of the columns should be the bonus damage from your rage.
Gotcha. Oh, look. Continue on and I'll
Great.
tell you.
Up next in the initiative, what we all feared. It is Lomeriac the Unkind's turn. Bent and broken in strange black ooze, Lomeriac makes his way up. Onto their feet, looking around. You all stand before them in unfortunate array, and in unfortunate array, it rears up and breathes a 90-foot cone of fire in front of it, consuming all 3 of you and about 86 people behind you as this fire carves an impossible wing. The wall to your left side, one of the walls of the great city of High Shield, crumbles, falls, and is destroyed. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw as this impossible inferno sweeps, burning the air in your lungs, singeing the hairs in your nostrils.
That is a 22.
Mine is a 23.
Fail.
16.
Fail. Did you all roll with advantage because you're barbarians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Just give me a few minutes while I roll 20d6.
Cool, for sure.
I said it was a level
Um,
21 shot before we got on the call, right? I did do that.
Yeah, that came up.
I'm gonna have
I'm
to
just
do this
gonna double
digitally.
check.
I'm sorry, Dice Gods.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to double check that I don't have anything that's like, and if a dragon breathes fire on you or whatever, you can actually get out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the only thing I would... You might have some version of... what's it that lets monks take half
The
damage?
evasion or something.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would check for. If you don't, you take 73 points of fire damage. Unless for some reason you resist fire damage.
I'm going to re-roll it with a +4 bonus using Fanatical Focus.
All right, and my Biomagic Surge will activate because I took damage.
Nice.
I got a 25.
25 succeeds.
Oh.
You take half damage.
And a bolt of lightning shoots through my chest. Another creature of your choice you can see within 30 feet. So the slimy dragon must succeed a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage and be blinded.
Ooh, 1d6. That's gonna. I mean, we're done basically.
Yeah.
I think you got him.
And the save is 8 plus proficiency plus my con modifier.
Great. And what's the category of save again, please?
Con.
30. Does a 30 save?
Nope. Yeah, that saves. That
Okay.
was, I guess, a 21 DC.
Does the 30? Does that sneak on by? I'm having a ball. As this massive conical burst of terrible flame streaks out, 73 damage to those who failed. Spencer, you take 36 instead. Everybody behind you is just incinerated. As you turn to look, there's nothing there. Dust and ash and burnt stone. Some of the stone melted, reaching temperatures sufficient enough to bend and weld, if not simply explode. Any stone with a whisper of moisture still in its heart erupts and sends even more shrapnel launching into the crowd of people. You see many making their way out. You cannot imagine the number of lives Bork saved by yelling "run" a moment ago, as people begin to just absolutely make their way through and out. That is Lomeriac's action. With their bonus action, you watch as they lift their wings and attempt to fly, but something about this heavy, oily Icarus body that they have will not let it come to pass, and so instead their wings erupt into flames, and they just start to spin like a dervish, making a pretty massive 40-foot area of fire fill the space around them. This would matter less in a different setting. You take 12 points of fire damage as it echoes through the space. Enough to kill a normal man, nothing significant to Beef, the great adventuring party such as they are. What is Beef short for?
Beef stands for the Best Exclusive Eradication Force.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. That's hilarious, and I love it. As Beep withstands this fire, another huge blast, you look behind and see Valiak. Burns lighten up the side of his face as he is closer than he meant to be, and lets out a villainous sort of cry of pain as he leans backwards, injured by his own malfeasant practice here. Like he's a doctor or something. Great. And at the end of their turn, Lomeriac uses their first villain action, Cinderfall. And you begin to watch as their scales shake and that flame mixed with that ichor lights their entire body, and smoke fills a 30-foot radius centered around them. The area is heavily obscured, and everybody in it, anybody who starts their turn there, needs to make a DC 21 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for 1 minute.
Fight it, Lemiriac! You are no villain!
Oh, interesting. Okay. That is
I got a
Lemiriac's
27.
pretty devastating turn. You are, a sigh of relief fills your hearts as you realize that they have been stripped of their ability to fly in payment for this strange necrosis that takes them now. Bork, you're up.
Bork is a little singed after that, processing everything after turning his back. He feels all this pain, watches all those around him that died. Even though he had rescued a lot of more people, it doesn't stop the feeling of
Yes.
So bonus action, he rages, and you get Bork. You heard people you took, friend. And suddenly, Bork, when he rages, all of a sudden embodies his ancestral spirits, and he becomes, like almost like a different person.
Huge.
And you hear his deep voice penetrate into the air. You are like a father figure to me, but now I must bring you down.
Huge.
And then he just goes in for that reckless attack.
Absolutely, go for it.
Bring in for that Warhammer, and let's take this. 1. All right. That's gonna be 2. That's gonna be 2 hits.
Huge.
25, 27. All right. So let's get this going.
Hey guys, it's normal. One round of combat taking like 20 minutes is sort
Totally
of
normal.
odd. Kind of a weird. I was having a real moment with Lemiriac here where I was like, am I still talking? Like, this seems wrong. That seems
Everybody
unlikely.
gets like 17 actions, a couple reactions.
This can't have that
player
many words
action.
in it. What are we doing?
I'm going back and forth between my features and traits and my actions, and I'm like, all right, so this one stacks on this, and if I move this, then I can add that in here. It's a lot.
It's crazy. All right.
All right. So that gives me 14. Oh, don't do that to me, computer. And then that's gonna be it's gonna give me, looks like, 24 bludgeoning damage.
Huge. Yeah, this massive swing of the Warhammer, you send this sort of thick ooze spattering against the ground and the wall next to it, taking another huge crack down on the snout of this dragon that was leered down towards you a moment ago. You sort of knock it off its wing a little bit as it tries to get itself back up.
And then, let's see if I do anything else, since it's a little bit late. And from that, is there any, I forgot to, I know it's a quick question, so, is there any resistance for Lemiriac?
What damage did you do?
So I did 24. Just bludgeoning damage. I don't know if he has any resistance to that, because I have the boon of irresistible offense.
Yeah, no resistance from the bludgeoning damage. It passes right through and seems to connect well. Yeah, I mean, you immediately, everybody, you know Lemiriac well, and the fight has gone how it's gone. I wouldn't hit him with any fire spells. You know what I mean? I think we're all pretty much on the same page as far as what Lemiriac's got under the belt here. Okay, super
The final trick up my sleeve. Fireball!
Nerd! Yeah, great. I absolutely love it. We are back up to the top of initiative here. You begin to watch our sort of lair, our sort of outside scene progress 6 seconds, which adds up to the massive impossible form. Does anybody here have an Arcana bonus above +5?
No.
I got a respectable -1.
I also have
Around
respectable
0?
-1.
You're all like, who's that? As this massive ooze form begins to sweep through the crowd, moving its way over to Valiak Kazakh, who is raising his hands to the sky, this cultist, and suddenly you're all like, swear to goodness I knew who he was a cultist to, but I don't have it right now. It's not in the pocket right now. That was like a year ago. That was a while ago.
Gelatinous cube or something?
Did it have something to do with Jello? Like, just trying to piece it together. You're watching other groups move their way around, harrying this massive ooze the size of a hill, with arrows and attacks and spells battering at the sides of it as it makes its way over to Valiak. They look to you all and yell, "You have to bring him down! We can't fight both!" As they are being swept across, and you all are continuing your side of the fight. Up first is Golrag again.
Gorag takes a moment. In his later years as an adventurer, he's gotten a bit more erudite, as you can tell by his mage hand. And he looks around the battlefield. Obviously, the dragon's the biggest threat. But he sees that slime thing walking at our arch enemy, and he's like, there's something going on. And Gorag has a flight speed right now, equal to 40 feet. How far away is Valiak?
You ran 40 feet, and
Gotcha.
you ran 40 feet and then fell. I think he's 40 feet away. You did one movement out. You can do one movement back.
He goes, yeah, and he rushes forwards, arm out, great axe in hand.
What?
Uh,
Valiak looks up, thinking you're still level 19. A smirk on his face of maybe I'll live. Hands on his hips.
And I'm gonna swing my axe at him 2 times.
Nice.
And for my bonus action, I summon my animated shield off of my back, and it starts flitting around me to block any damage that might come in.
Incredible, of course you do. This animated shield begins to dance around. Does it talk?
Yeah, of course it does.
I'll defend you, sir! The ghost of a knight from a long bygone age guards you still in the hopes that you will help it defend its city. As you fly across the space, you get right up to Valiak, who, no! As he sees his distraction not work, you ignore the form of Lomeriak and fly directly to him.
I swing, and I get a 29 and a 26.
You're never gonna believe this. Those do hit Lomeriak.
What?
The evil wizard.
That is 36 damage,
Oh no.
and I knock him away from me by 15 feet.
Okay. He flies
then
back 15 feet and falls 10 more feet down to the ground because he was on a podium. He takes 9 points of falling damage.
I use 15 more feet because of this ability lets me make an additional 15 feet of movement.
Of course
and I fly back at him, axe raised high to swing down.
You swing again?
And that's it.
Oh, okay.
And now I only get the 2.
He already looks fairly hurt. Valiak is a caster who has just done a great working of magic. You can see where his hands were on the podium. You see runes carved into his palms that are bleeding heavily. He used a little bit of what he's got to do whatever just happened. Okay. That is the end of Golrag's turn. Up next is Magris. Magris, you are in this cloud, this thick smoke and fog, heavily obscured, which will give you basically disadvantage on the attack. I'm not going to count the 40-foot dragon as invisible for being heavily obscured. You can hear it moving and breathing and going because it's covered in this gross Icarus ooze.
All right. And it was a con save on the stuff?
Yes.
On the poison? All
Yes.
right.
Spencer left immediately. He was like, I'm not going to get that.
All right.
I
That's
don't need to worry about it.
23.
23 succeeds. You shake off the effect.
Oh, good. Ugh. And with that, I guess I bolt that lightning stuff from the wild magic, like just like the static in my fur begins to raise again, and like another bolt goes after the dragon.
Of course, yeah, go ahead.
For the 21 con save.
21 con save. I mean, yeah, I'll roll, man. I need to roll a 4, a 5 or better.
Okay.
There's a chance you get a 3. I'm banking on a 3.
27.
Fuck.
That saves.
It's all right. That 1d6
Well.
lightning might have taken him right to the ground.
Could have been.
Or radiant, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
And I guess so. I guess reckless attack to neutralize the disadvantage.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
All
great.
right.
Oh no.
Swing.
I feel like your sickly old Victorian uncle who tells you bedtime stories.
Oh.
I just laughed too hard and had to mute because I was coughing into a handkerchief. What's happening?
Fetch me
no.
milk of the poppy.
Please, take me to the garden. Let me see the sun rise again.
All right. Well, one hit lands. The other was a nat 1.
Oof. Absolutely brutal.
I swing and I'm like, where is this dragon? It's not in that smoke. Oh, it's got to be over here. And then I swing to hit with the other one.
How much damage did you say, or did you not say the damage yet?
Not yet. Sorry.
Great. No, go ahead. I just thought you did.
All right. It is 14 damage.
14 points of damage. Great. Another huge swing, continuing to chip away. Lomeriak is massive, and these hits you're connecting, but good gravy. It's like carving away at granite. It is like chiseling away at the edges of a great marble statue that only exists in your mind as you hope to defeat them. And with that, they're going to use their reaction, Ignite the Insolent. Make a dexterity saving throw. You all watch as you hear the swing of Magrus's axe through the cloud. You guys are level 20. As it swings, it leaves like a in the cloud, like there is a brief disturbance in the smoke that goes all the way out to the edges as you swing through. You all watch just a column of flame slam down on the ground where Magrus is.
Well, rolled pretty poorly for that, so a 13.
Great. You are set on fire. You take 14 points of fire damage. And it will take an action to extinguish those flames. They will burn for 1 minute.
All right.
So, Magrus lights up on fire and unbothered continues the struggle, just tanking this horrible damage as we go through your turn. Great. Okay. In that case, it is Lomeriac's turn. Number one, I'm going to roll to see if they get their breath weapon back. Who knows?
I've not once have we ever fought a dragon and had him get their breath weapon back.
Nope.
I'm hoping that stays true. Let's go.
I need a 5 or a 6, and I rolled a 3. Instead, it is going to reach out. It smells Magrus's burning flesh and is going to go for a bite attack on Magrus. That is a 29 to hit. It feels these sort of this bludgeoning attack from Bork and is going to take 2 claw attacks against Bork.
I told you we should have brought him a lamb.
28 and 30 something. I don't know. 32. So I assume all of those hit. That is 18 points of damage to Magrus, and you are flung back 15 feet. 18 half to 9 because you are raging.
All right, and my wild magic triggers again with a reaction, and it takes 1d6 force damage.
Okay, great. And 24 points of slashing damage half to 12 for Bork as those flurry of attacks connect.
That was only 1 point of force damage.
This is not consequential, Magrus. You are lit on fire again. It just doesn't matter because you can't.
It turns to blue flame instead of red.
You can't be on fire twice at the same time, so you are double on fire.
All right. And how much damage was that again?
Oh, you. I don't know.
Oh,
I told
sorry.
you the damage 5 minutes ago, man. I've got no idea. I'll roll again.
All
I might
right.
roll higher. Who knows? Somebody in chat in the future tell me, and in a month I'll be like, yeah. Let's see.
It was less than 12 after it was
17
bad.
points of piercing damage now. It went up.
It was 9.
17 piercing. Okay.
17 half to 8
Yeah.
because you're a barbarian in a rage. Okay, we got there. Woo! That is Lomiriac's turn. Up next is... Oh, wait. At the end of Lomiriac's turn, they use ashen armor. You watch as they rear up and roar into the sky, and thick plating of ashen flame fills their form, covering them in a thick carapace. And then they fall back down to the ground. You have only heard stories of Lomiriac using these abilities. These are things that were lost to them many hundreds of years ago that have been regained by this foul mockery of the life they once led. Up next is Bork.
Bork shaking away, slashing damage. Just runs right in. Got the best you got. Straight in, leaping over 10 feet, going in for a nice little charge attack.
Huge.
Recklessly. And
Nice.
also, I'm going to use a brutal strike with one of mine. So, nice. Let's do that. Let's do the advantage. So yeah, advantage, that's going to hit. Brutal strike. That's going to hit. That's
What were the totals
23.
on those?
27 and 223. So 23 and 27.
Those do hit. The
Oh yeah, the armor. He just got his
Oh,
AC.
new AC.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
They do. So, okay. So, D10. Let me roll that.
Absolutely. This is wild. So again,
Lemuria, this isn't you.
you look up, calling that Goldrag across the space. Lomiriak's face hanging slack. What Magris and Borkbork can't see is that they are coming up over the smoke, their massive form, their head lifting above to sort of look around the space. And you see where the flesh and scales are starting to sear away in the acid, and just bone is starting to be exposed on the sides of the face. They are eating the body, consuming more of its power by the moment.
All right. That is going to be
Perfect.
25 damage.
Huge.
And with the Brittle Strike, I'm also going to go for... So I'm going to hit that with a Sundering Blow.
Nice.
So the next attack roll made by another creature against target gains a +5 to the roll.
Nice.
Nice.
+5 to the next attack, which is
+5
great
to
given
the
our
next attack.
little armor class bonus here. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
And then also, finally, to wrap it up as a little bonus action. So Bork is holding the Hammer of Runic Focus. So as a bonus action, he's going to slam it down, expend one of the charges, and create a nice little 15-foot radius around him. Which then is going to allow him to get a bonus attack, +3 to bonus and damage rolls.
Nice.
Whenever I'm
Huge.
here. It's going to last me 1 minute.
And as that happens, that hammer blow connecting, you stand back and activate this runic hammer, and then you all watch again that lance of flame strike down on top of Bork this time. Bork, go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw. There's nothing as dramatically satisfying in a level 21 shot as having a character named Bork. It's good.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, you
Nat
absolutely.
20, let's go.
You are good to go. Nothing happens at all. This fire blasts over Bork's form, and as it dissipates, Bork stands tall, unbothered. The flames pass through you, and you pass beyond them. Incredible strength in this moment. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. My voice is going to go out at the halfway point. Spencer, you're going to have to GM the second half. Get ready.
We take over, yeah.
We end that initiative round. A new one comes up, and now it does matter. As this massive ooze makes its way over Goldrag, it is now looming behind you as it reaches up with one of these incredibly massive tendrils of this thick Icarus power over the top of your head. You have a moment of sort of cringing fear as you see the silhouette of this massive creature, and you listen as Valiak says, "Yes, master, do it! Destroy him! Let us rule together!" And it swings down at Valiak.
How about the brigand?
That's a 32 to hit, a 30 to hit, and a 25 to hit. He's gonna take kind of a stupid 7, 12, 18, 19.
I shouldn't have softened him up as much as I did, maybe.
20, 25, 31, 38, 39, 40, 47, 51, 58 points of acid damage as a sound rippling through. Do any of you speak Abyssal as this massive limb annihilates the form of Wendorin, who, fun fact, not Wendorin, well, I guess Wendorin, of Valiak, who, fun fact, would have survived if you had not hit him first. He did have enough HP.
No!
So you did manage to get Valiak into a position where he could die to the attack.
On the one hand, I'm glad that he's dead. On the other hand, I feel like I've fallen into an evil plot yet again.
Does anybody speak Abyssal?
No.
No, in a language you don't understand. You hear a gasp from another corner, and you look over, and there's a different group of adventurers. One of them's like an old wizard in a big stars and moons cap, who looks legally distinct from Mickey Mouse, who goes, sorry, legally distinct from Steamboat Willie, who gasps. Absolutely.
What did he say?
How dare you speak to me, troglodyte small thing, fool of the first hell? Icarus blob below my notice.
Wow.
That sounded... It went...
That's brutal.
That's what Belorbadorp means, I guess, in whatever language this thing speaks, as it slams down.
Below.
Wow. Got me. Absolutely. We get to the back, up to the top of initiative, and Golrag, it's your go. You are in... I wouldn't recommend staying where you are, but you certainly can if you're really attached to it.
Golrag, how many people are around in this place now?
Oh, I mean, every round people are fleeing and sort of pouring out through the gates, but the answer is still like well over 200 or 300 in the area here. There's only really 2 central areas of combat, and you guys are occupying both of them. A bunch of cultists didn't pull robes off and take out knives. Whatever those bands are probably up to something, but there's 20 other groups of heroes here who can't handle these things and can handle a little necromancer band with a bard.
Yeah, Golrag yells out, flying up a little bit higher. Everyone, beef shall buy you time. Quickly, flee. Get out of here. All those who cannot wield a sword or shield or spell. Quickly. And Golrag is going to stay in combat with this ooze to keep it from getting out at anyone else.
Absolutely. So do you want to start attacking? Swing. Are you going to go for it?
Yeah. He's going to start attacking.
Okay. We're doing some sort of things with the CR of what I imagined here that are creative and interesting. I guess we'll see what the result of that is.
Does a 20 hit?
Does a 20 hit? That's a really good question. I need to get my first page of notes out. It does.
Nice. In that case, I do a whopping total of 23, 32 points of damage.
I need you to do... I'm not going to punish you because I'm the one that forgot it. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As the creature fills this space, this horrible, thick, acrid smell, the same smell that was on the breath of Valiak, fills your nose and distracts you for a moment.
I got a 21.
Exactly a save.
Let's go.
That's a save for suck ability, so nothing happens to you at all.
All right. I like hawk a solid loogie out, getting whatever that acrid smell is, and then swing twice.
Absolutely, yeah. Swinging out with those blows, Golrag, you have sort of split the focus of the party here, but in a way that hopefully will save a few lives. Magris Corsica, you are up. You are locked in a tense struggle with Lomeriak's corpse, essentially.
All right, trying to breathe through my fur again in this stuff, and I got a 24 for the con save.
Sorry, 1 second. You actually don't. The cloud of smoke fades at the end of its next turn, which would have been its last turn.
Great.
So thankfully it doesn't seem to have negatively affected anybody, so we don't need to retcon anything. But as you go to sort of ponder that, the smoke dissipates, and you are left with just the lofty form of the beast itself.
All right. I'm still on fire, though, I guess, right?
Yes, you are still on fire.
And...
It'll either burn for a minute or somebody will put it out with an action. You can ask somebody from the crowd, too. They'll just be in danger.
Yeah. All right. I guess I will swing twice at this guy.
For sure.
Because that is what the hammer I have, or worker, does. And a 20, does a 24 hit?
A 24 does hit.
All right.
Mm.
That'll be, oops. 29 points of damage then, total.
Okay, 29 points of damage, absolutely.
And I might as well, like, just
we'll go
give
for
my
it. Whatever it
daunting
is.
roar. Like, kind of like strafing maybe like 20 feet to the side of this thing. I will do my daunting roar at it. And it has to do a 21 wisdom saving throw or be frightened.
Immune to the frightened condition.
Yeah.
As you let out that roar, Lomeriak looks back at you with cold eyes. There is nothing in there to be afraid of you. It is empty. You are staring at a corpse animated by ooze.
Lomeriac, I wish I had gotten to say farewell then when you passed. This thing is a cruel reminder of your fate.
True enough. I like it. Okay, that is Magrus's turn. It is Lomiriac's turn again. First things first, roll to recharge that breath weapon. Ooh, just in time. We're rolling to see if the breath weapon recharges. You're muted.
Oh no, muted. On
It's not
Discord.
gonna happen. It's gonna be a 4.
I rolled a 5.
No!
But you watch as they do not go with that. Instead, looking around the space, they pull a weird maneuver. You watch Lemiriac pivot and moves around Magrus. Borkbork, you can make an attack of opportunity.
All right.
Both of us,
go
you
with
said?
it.
No, just Borkbork, because it sort of swings around you.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's gonna hit. It's gonna be dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Yeah.
That will not hit. No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it would have hit a few short rounds ago.
Let's go.
Okay, it moves around to the other side and swings out with its claw, striking out at Magrus. Magrus, does a 20 hit?
That's my AC.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that was
Oh.
a 3 on the die.
Oh no.
All right, it's good to know that we're just not gonna miss. Excuse me, sorry about that. I didn't have time to mute.
1s and 2s still exist at least.
19
on the
points of
rolls.
damage, and you are launched 15 feet towards Golrag.
All right, 19 piercing, bludgeoning, or something.
Bludgeoning, probably.
Okay.
Let me see. Slashing, actually. Claw attack.
All right, so 9 damage total
Yep.
because it's halved.
It strides forward, having knocked you past Bork, runs up, and Bork takes the second claw attack against you, knocking you in the same direction it hopes. That is a 26 to hit. Does that hit?
Yep.
Well, you could have a thing. I have to say, so for the record, I see a lot of
Yeah.
people critique GMs for this on TikTok. I need to say it so that somebody can say shield. So that somebody can say, you know, I've got this, I've got that. I use my shield of Persimmon's glory or whatever. You take 19 points of slashing damage, halved to 9, and are also flung 15 feet backwards. And striding forwards.
Bork.
Go ahead.
Bork. It's a little bit like our friend Gulraug up there. We're kind of doing our own flying now, too.
They're just having their laughing moments as everyone's just the end of the world might be happening right now. It's just
I'm going to make an intelligence roll for this undead thing. DC is 15. Because this is kind of a lofty thought.
Don't burn its master. with
Correct.
breath.
I rolled a 7. This thing walks up, and you watch Lemiriac. The creature goes to, like, get into a low position. And Golrag and Magrus, and Bork got a few in too. You guys have been yelling at it like, recall your mind, find something. You must still be in there, my friend. And you watch it go to wait, to hold position. And you see just a glimmer of gold in its eyes as it looks over at this Icarus creature, looks at you. And with just a moment of will, pushes this creature to do something else.
Yes.
Lomiriac is going to, well, Lomiriac is going to use Supernova. Everybody roll Constitution saving throws.
Yes. No.
I have a lot of things to add up here. High level
I'm really
D&D
hoping
is
I have something
wild.
here. Because I did roll a natural 1, but I think I've got something to fix that.
I would hope so.
How'd everybody else do?
I got 26.
Very mid. 22.
Yeah, so, sorry, what are the saves? Lot to keep track of. 22 succeeds.
Oh, phew.
26.
Succeeds.
I got a natural 113, but I Okay, once per act of rage, I've got a 13 with a natural 1.
Okay. Are you sure you can't do it? You just said once with an active.
Once per rage, but I already did it.
Okay.
So I can't.
All right. The ability Supernova goes off. Now I need, and this is actually really important. You guys have been putting in the work to try to like call to Lomiriac. There's a chance. So one of two things is going to happen right now. Lomiriac is going to hurt this other creature. If somebody can make a roll, I'm willing to let there be like a wisdom save for Lomiriac to also hurt themselves. They won't be able to take half of the damage, but they will be able to take the other half. Who's feeling brave / lucky?
Pork's feeling lucky.
There you go.
Okay, it'll be
Let's
against
go.
Jubilek, the other creature's save. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw. You have a plus 10 for this because you are using their stats.
Plus
And-
10,
Yep.
28.
28 succeeds. They will take the damage as well. You watch as Lomiriac's form again up in this moment. You see an eruption of fire and light like nothing you've ever seen. Golrag, you are blinded for the next minute as it leaves your vision white and uncompromising. Those who fail take 40 points of fire damage and 33 points of radiant damage. Those who succeed take 20 points of fire damage and 16 points of radiant damage.
Is any of that halved or?
That depends on your subclass and a bunch of other stuff with
Okay,
Barbarian
so
that
that's-
I'm not entirely sure of.
Yeah.
I think a few of you should have it for Radiant because of the various forms that you're in. Maybe
I do.
Fire as well. Check for that as you go through your stuff.
So
Lomiriac
it's 40
is
fire,
40
and
fire,
30 radiant.
and 33 Radiant.
Gotcha.
All right.
So
And
half the
then,
radiant.
when it struck me with its claw, it took 3 force damage as well.
Nice.
Actually, hold up. Oh,
Sure, I'm going to
hold
just
up,
keep
go
going
back.
while you...
I'm gonna go. Yeah. So I'm gonna. His reaction's going to be ancestral shield. So Golrag, I'm gonna roll 4d6 and try to remove that much HP
Nice.
Oh.
damage for you. So yeah, keep going.
Awesome. And you do see that Lomiriac manages to hold enough of their mind open that taking a pair of raking claws, they carve the ooze away from their rib cage, and that radiant light goes back into themselves, and they also take 33 points of radiant damage.
All right. Take another. Reduce it by 16.
Nice. So Golrag takes 16 points of HP back.
Nice.
Uh,
Yes! That is the old-scaled father we know!
Lomiriac
Continue!
is starting to look a little injured, a little worse for wear. How are we doing as a party here?
I'm at 176 out of 265.
So not terrible, but not great.
141 out of 285.
Little rougher.
77 out of T25.
77?
I got hit hard because I didn't get a chance.
Oh.
I got hit hard that initial 73 damage to be bad.
Yeah, when we're going through this next round, everybody take a moment, look through your features. I know for a fact that a lot of the new 5.5 classes can heal, can take bonus actions to heal. I haven't heard a lot of bonus actions, and it's making me nervous. You should all have at least a few of those to shell out. I think in D&D Beyond, you can click bonus actions, and it will give you a little list of all of them that you can do. So take at least a moment to peruse that. Whose turn was that? Was that Lemiriac's? It was, right? Okay,
Yeah.
great. And then I need to roll for our big ooze. Our big ooze does succeed, alas. But you see that as it does, as that fire burns across its surface, you watch some of the strange, thick, viscous ooze of the creature's form try to knit itself back together, and it can't. That fire and radiance keeps it lilted back, like smoldering, thick, awful smell, but does seem to be keeping it from using some kind of regenerative ability that it wants to be using in this fight. Great. That's Borkbork's turn.
Yep. So still staying within his little radius. He goes in for. Keeps wailing down another reckless attack.
Huge, another huge swing down. This is just three. I love the three barbarians. It's just like this fight is crazy. If we had the budget, we'd be doing kickflips and all kinds of nonsense.
Oh yeah, and then one of my attacks are going to be for a brutal strike. So let's do that.
You know it's bad when not the boss fight is a big dragon.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Does a... Man, I keep rolling that. So does 23 and 24 hit?
Yes, those do hit.
Ooh. So once again...
Not a huge bonus to AC, just an important one, putting it sort of over the hill. We're going to warm up, just so you know, probably at the end of this round, we're going to take a 5.
Cool.
Great. Cool.
Yeah.
This is the end of this coming round. The round is going to end in 40 seconds. I'm looking through my own stuff here.
That's going to be another 22 points of damage.
Nice.
Plus... Oh, I completely forgot about my...
Spencer, what did your
Oh,
rage
never mind.
damage
So-
bonus end up being?
4.
4. Have you
28.
added that since that first attack? Great.
Yes.
That's
It's
per
actually-
hit.
Awesome.
So
All right.
it's,
And Bork, what was the
28,
damage?
actually.
28
It was
damage?
actually 28. I forgot about my rune focus.
Nice. Okay. Hey, listen. Whenever
and
you
then-
pull it up. 28. Okay, so that's
And then another sundering blow for that.
nice. Another huge...
So-
This hammer blasting these waves of energy, these emblems of your ancestors glowing around your neck, the wings of your ancestor forms flowing out behind you. This archon of this powerful ancestry standing, wailing in this place, as Golrag on the other side likewise is enshrouded in divine light fighting this strange creature. And Magris is a tavern owner.
Yeah.
All right.
What we got?
And that ends. So,
Okay, great.
Bork is complete. So, sorry. I thought you were going right into Magris for that perfect.
No, totally.
So-
Bork turn come
Not Magris.
to an end. Yeah, no, you're all good. Don't worry about it. Golrag is up next. We are back at the start of combat. Golrag, this fight is divided. The dragon's looking hurt. This creature's looking fresh. What are you doing?
Golrag is staying where he is. He's going to keep distracting this oozman for as long as he can. So he's going to swing his vicious great axe twice.
And you saw whatever healing it can do seems disrupted.
Gotcha. And that is... One of these days, I'm going to get a damn 20 on one of these die. I promise you. I roll enough times, I'll get there.
Yeah.
Does a 25 hit?
A 25 absolutely hits. This thing does not seem hard to hit at all.
Gotcha. And then the other one definitely hits. It was a 32. So I'm going to roll damage real quick. That is 15 damage and 15 damage
Nice.
with an additional, for a brutal strike, 6 damage. So 36 damage. Also, I'm going to put this out there just for ease of speed. I'm going to be brutally striking every time I attack either of these beasts.
I figured.
Yep.
As we are continuing through, I imagine that I will be rolling a lot of attacks at advantage. It doesn't really matter with our AC in the room. I seem to hit on anything above a 3.
Yeah.
So, alas. You do what you can in this crazy game we call life. Largely just because of the luck of rolls and damage and that bit of punch-up from Lemuriac, I will say, Golrag, this creature's almost looking more hurt than the other one is at this point. Like, you've just been rolling really well and your damage has been solid pulling it in. And so the two are actually staying pretty close to abreast to one another. You get the sense that this thing maybe didn't have the hardiness that your great Gold Dragon companion did.
I discovered the ruse.
Is that your roll?
That's everything. I'm done.
All right, up next is Macris.
All right. Ruse, you say? Shall we strike that thing down first?
Brave of you guys to turn this into one big encounter. That's all I'll say.
I look back and forth between the two and I say, no, I think stay with the dragon. I'm worried that if we close distance, they'll both be attacking us all at once. That'll be very, very bad. Stay on the dragon for now.
It moved funny before. I'll get in between the two.
Perfect.
I'll move there and get ready to... and as I'm moving, I'll be like, well, I'm on fire. I think my snacks have been eaten up. And as opposed to an action, I'll eat one of my tavern snacks.
You take out a lightly singed chef specialty snack that I assume gives you some temp HP.
Yeah. As a bonus action, I just gulp this thing down for 6 temporary hit points.
That'll do it. That'll do it, right? You're gonna live forever,
Yeah.
Magris.
Tasty.
This is going to be a great specialty item at the tavern where it's like the dragon's hot pocket or whatever.
Yeah.
The singed biscuit. Yeah, no, it's gonna be great.
And yeah, I guess reckless strike on this dude. So yeah, 26.
Nice.
And ooh, finally got a nat 20 too.
Nice.
Let's go!
There we go. We need those. I think you're doing some
Alright.
bonus damage on a nat 20 as a barb as well.
Yeah.
Some
I think
version
it's
of brutal
it's
critical,
3 dice rolls.
Yeah, but you add them after, I think.
Yeah, brutal critical. Roll 3 additional weapon damage die
After the
for the
doubling.
critical hit. Oh, after. Dang. Okay.
Well, yeah, because if it
Alright.
lets you double the 3d6, it would just say 66.
Gotcha.
Level 21 shots are wild. We still gotta use, there's still rules.
Yeah.
All right. So 12 damage on the first strike, and then the second one is it. So it's 2d6 or two weapon damages.
Yeah, so it's don't overcomplicate too much. Your damage, your weapon damage die, double that, add your bonus, and then roll those extra die.
Sorry. Okay, so
Yeah, bear with us for a moment here. Level 20 barbarians
big
have to
math.
roll like 36 d12 on every attack.
and so that's all right.
That's what the music's for. Be lulled to sleep
Yeah,
by the
exactly,
sound
it
of
fills it.
vague drums.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't think that I have a brutal critical.
You should. You're a barbarian.
All right.
Strange.
Yeah, at least it's on the old 5e stuff.
I'll poke through it. It's all good. But go
Level
ahead.
17 brutal critical, 17th level. You roll 3 additional weapon damage.
I just need the damage from you. We got to get these turns going, man. This is gonna be a long
right.
night.
Sorry, 41.
41. Thank you so much.
41, nice.
All right.
This thing looks hurt now. You have swung through something meaningful. Magris, I have to know, what does this crit look like as you are locked in combat with this truly titanic dragon that has been infected?
Yeah.
What does this look like?
I guess like since it was like clutching that radiant damage to its chest, I take my like war pick and slam it on one of those fingers to drive its like fingernail like deeper in.
Oh, you
Yeah.
catch this moment of hesitation before it can rip
Yeah.
control back and drive the hand
Let
deeper
me aid you.
into the chest. Another burst of radiance as this thing's head leers back, taking horrible damage and falling to the ground. Hopefully soon free. The music has died. Hop on that when you get a chance. Okay. Magris, that's your action and your bonus action, right? So you're done?
Yeah. Yeah, and I moved myself so I'm in between the dragon and the slime creature.
Great. In between the two of them, fantastic. You sort of
Yeah.
interpose yourself, and up next it is the dragon's turn again. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Yeah,
Don't worry.
we got to do what we're going to do here, Magris. I think you're going to take a bite and a claw attack, and Bork is going to take a claw attack. I do want to say I'm definitely not going to retroact. I did miss a couple. The bite was supposed to do a little bit more damage. Not a crazy amount, but more. So this might hit a little harder than we are expecting. Am I rolling at advantage? Did you reckless?
Yeah, I reckless.
I only really need to know for the nat 20. I know our ACs are
Yeah.
kind of crazy low in here. No nat 20s. A little on the close side, to be honest with you, but nothing too exciting. It slams out, first with a claw, sort of knocking you down. Oh my goodness. My dice fell. It's okay, I saw the number as it tumbled.
The dragon knocked the dice down through
Oh.
the ether.
You take 20 points of slashing damage, halved to 10 as it swings out. I have to rotate my head around my mic when I duck for things. As you slash into it, so 22 halved to 11. As it lets out a horrible bite, you take 20 points of piercing damage, halved to 10. And 13 points of fire damage. And you are and you are on fire again. You are on fire again.
Damn. That's thrice.
All right, and it takes like, wait, is the fire a separate thing?
Yes, you it just hasn't come up again. You take 3d6 more damage when it at the end of like the round, and it just hasn't. It's just been that long since we got through there.
Sorry,
I missed one of them, and then it's been 20 minutes since that one that I missed. So don't worry, that 3d6 is coming for you.
It'll come in.
All right, and the whatchamacallit, and it takes 11 points then of force damage.
You know,
from those.
We were all making a lot of jokes. That force little chip damage is really doing some
This
work
one's
over
pretty
here.
good.
It's doing some work over here. Absolutely, you do that. You take out this huge slam of 2 attacks against this thing as it takes both of those strikes against you. It whips its head around Bork and swings one of its back claws out at you without too much movement. With a 29, which I assume hits, you are hit for 16 points of slashing damage, halved to 8. And it's not going to push you. It wants you close.
Still in my circle.
And you all see fire welling up at the back of its throat. You sense that this creature's breath weapon is very much back. It just wasn't time yet to do such a thing. Okay. With its bonus action... It actually can't, because of where Magris and Golrag have put themselves, it cannot do its bonus action Blazing Rush, because it would have to go through the form of its Meister, and it doesn't want to. Okay, that is the end of Lomiriak's turn. You begin to see some of the light and fire leaving this decayed, eaten away form, losing some of its power. Some of those massive, Nova abilities. You sense strength waning. You don't think it's got any more of those in the tank. Still dangerous, but you don't need to be as afraid of those giant abilities. Minus it breathing fire on you, which do be hurting. That's one thing you gotta know. Okay. That is Lemuriac's turn. With that, it is Bork's turn. Bork, you are interposed between 2 titans.
Yep. Seeing the fire go through his throat, Bork leaps in, swinging for that throat, maybe to even see if he had a little lady luck on his side. And that dice just went behind the computer.
Oh no.
That one wasn't meant to be. It was
Not
going
meant
to be a
be.
1.
Not a real die.
Yeah, it's probably something like a 1. Speaking of it, so I'm going to say a 25 and 29 hit.
Absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah. And charging in as well. That's going to give him
Mathematically, a +2 to AC should have been enough to make a difference, but boy howdy, guys, it does not seem like it has. I think 1 attack has been spared by its new, slightly improved AC. But, statistically, it was the right number.
That's like I've got 19 AC. It's almost impossible to not hit me. Like you're gonna hit me even with that.
At these ludicrously high levels, it's just like, whatever, man. You're either too far away to get hit or you get hit. Pick your poison.
All right.
How would you doing over there? We ready? Hi, on our break.
That's
I'm
gonna
go
be
take
nice.
ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Let's rock. More personal
Or
insights.
warning
you can
for
only get it full.
any viewers who are joining us late, we're about to take a quick 5-minute break and jump back in.
Yeah.
So when you see that, stick around for a couple minutes. We're going to be right back.
Level 21 shot, we are fighting an ancient dragon with strange abilities that has been possessed by... I'm going to give this away just so that the audience isn't too confused. The demon prince Dweebelex, who has been summoned into the world by a nefarious plan. I thought always that it was Jubilex, but the I is before
I
the
always
B.
said Jubilex.
The I is before the B. So is it Dweebelex or Jubilex? This couldn't matter less. Nick, what's the haps?
Yep. So this is gonna do a modest 37 points of damage.
Absolutely brutal. You guys are killing it.
Another sundering blow, ready to continue with this little blob on the side.
I love this hammer. You guys keep seeing these convex explosions of sonic energy coming off of the head of the hammer as Bork just goes to work, moving through this thing, trying to put your old friend down. And with that, It is the Demon Prince Jubilex's turn. Can I say
No!
something less cool than Jubilex? We got to look this up on the
Yeah.
break.
We're just gonna say Jubilex. I don't care what they say it is.
That's true. First of all, Jubilex fails to regain 20 HP because they have been hurt with fire and or radiant damage this turn.
Nice.
Big thumbs up to that. That would have been kind of annoying. Instead, it is going to attack the only person that is attacking it, which is unfortunate. It is going to use Eject Slime. Make a dexterity saving throw. Golrag.
Sure. My dex save is a +1. I think I got this. I did roll a 3.
You should have advantage because you're...
I do have advantage.
So let's see. You could get that 20.
That's a 13. I think that probably does it.
No, it's not a big deal at all. It's just 10d10 acid damage.
Cool. Actually, the thing that you don't know about Golrag is he went for many years training to resist acid damage.
I rolled garbage. I rolled trash.
See?
I'm kind of mad.
What I said is true.
You only take 40 points of damage from 10d10. Well
pretty
under
good.
the halfway, well under the bell curve. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I take 40.
I don't think you're wearing any metal armor. And your weapons are magical.
I am not. That they
So
are.
essentially no effect on you at all. Great. This acid rains over the top of you, and you see it sizzling against your axe, and you look over it, and your axe is undamaged, and sizzling against your skin, but you're like, whatever. I'm a barbarian. And you are kind of well built to take this creature on. Something the GM did not know before we built this encounter, gotta be real with you. It has a lot of like -1 to AC and attack rolls with metal weapons, and it's like, not gonna help. Not gonna help at all.
The last time that happened, I replaced my axe with a magical one. I only fall for the same trick at least 3 times.
And unfortunately, because this is a Wizards of the Coast monster, I have no bonus actions or reactions or anything. Check out Liches. No, I'm kidding. We can't do promos in episode. That's too much. On the sort of turn around this time, you begin to see flares of combat in the other corners of this beautiful courtyard, on other sides of the walls. Out throughout the many segments of the city, you begin to see columns of flame and bolts of lightning as the other cultists around the area are being attended to. This is whipping up into something strange, and something more is happening. The water, when this ooze creature pulled itself out of the fountain, it reverted to water. But that water has turned to ooze again. Not the same black, thick, viscous one, but it has gained this strange, slimy quality, and sure enough, beneath your feet, Golrag, the planks of the wood itself have begun to become slick underfoot, and all of you watch this thick, awful, humid layer of this nasty, acrid smell begins to just cover everything. Anybody who wants to can make an Arcana check.
Golrag's been studying the tomes. He got an 18.
Oh, 16 here.
Golrag succeeds.
That's a 9 for.
Golrag and Migreth both succeed. Bork fails. You both remember in unison and say out loud at the same time, Jubilex or Jubilex, depending on what your pronunciation is, as you remember who Valiak worshipped. This is a demon prince of the abyss. The last time a demon prince broke into the primaterial plane, it was Yanaug, father of hunger. He was on the plane for 1 hour, and the gnolls were born, and the scar that they have carved through the world has truly never healed. They still raid, those hyena men still raid across the world. If this creature survives, forget the day, the next hour, who knows what is going to happen to this city and this world as its influence spreads further and further. And with that, we are going to take a 5-minute break and come back at 10:20. I'll see you all in 5.
Thank you, 5.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Scheduling Conflicts. Our 5-minute break turned into a 7. Sorry! I don't think we've ever done a 5-minute break. But I believe in us. I think we can. For any who have forgotten, continued, if one of the people that I am seeing is a different person than the one before, if you swapped with somebody else while I was away, we are playing a level 21 shot that has gone unsurprisingly off the rails rather quickly. We are currently locked in a tense battle between our party, 3 barbarians who go by the group name Beef. Spencer, what's Beef short for again?
Beef stands for the Best Exclusive Eradication Force.
Against the form of Lomariac the Kind, a gold dragon set to pass away today, but he didn't realize the portend of his passing was not for of old age, but of a far more sinister and vile curse that possesses him now. Lomariac has managed to resist in what little ways they can, but their reality is slipping. But they are also very heavily hurt, and because of a pretty bodacious couple of turns on the part of Golrag, and a lucky wisdom save on the part of the fleeting mind of Lomariac trapped in this cursed body, both of these creatures are looking pretty hurt. And so we are headed in a kind of positive direction, despite sort of merging 2 level 20 fights into one big fight. I think we can call that something of a win. Great. We're back up at the start of initiative here, which means we're going to pick back up with Golrag. Golrag, what's the priority? What are you up to?
Golrag is going to keep hammering away at the Jublex.
Yeah. And I looked it up. It's Jublex.
Nice.
They just ignore the I. It's there for no reason.
That is a 28 and a 22 to hit.
You know what? I bet without the I, it would be Jubilex. Wouldn't it?
I see that.
Is a what to hit?
22 is the lowest.
22 is the new AC.
Ooh, nice. In that case, it does 18 plus 15 damage, so...
Nice. 33?
32 damage. 33 damage, sure. And an additional 2d10, because I'm brutal striking. And then beyond that,
Wow.
because I finally figured out how my ability spread works.
I was going to say, I didn't want to critique, but the damage felt a little low in the first half. I was
Yeah.
kind of wondering what was going on. I was like, 30's good. 30's not level 20 good.
That's an additional d6 in radiant damage. And then finally...
That matters. You cannot imagine how much that matters.
Oh, I lied. That wasn't 6 radiant damage. That was 6 slashing damage. But then for radiant damage, it's its own thing.
Great.
And that is 1d6 plus 10 damage
Nice.
for a total of 16. I rolled max damage on
top
that.
of the 33? Nice.
On top of the 33.
Okay, we are climbing higher and higher. When you hit it with that radiant damage, you watch it streak across the form, and in a moment of strange mirroring, just like when Lomariac did the very same, you watch it try to heal its wounds and fail to do so. That radiant damage is so clutch, it's ridiculous as we go through this fight.
Zealot Barbarian, baby, let's go.
Sorry, I missed a cough. I'm trying to mute for them. If for those watching, for the record, these beautiful boys have heard every single one of them because I can only mute one at a time. Absolutely hilarious. Okay, great. So that is Golrag. That was your action. You got your bonus action. Anything you can do with it?
I got nothing. Actually, I take that back. I exit my rage. I take a deep breath in, centering myself. My rage goes away. And then I let out another rage, and I enter back into it. And now I get some extra little abilities if I need them.
Nice.
That I've already
great.
burned.
Huge. Oh, yeah, I see you taking advantage of the little drop down and then up. You should take a look if you do anything when you end a rage. I know at least one of the subclasses heals. Make sure it's not a total barbarian ability on the way out the door.
I don't, but when I enter a rage, I can move up to half my speed without provoking opportunity attacks. I don't do that, but it is good to know.
It is good to know for our one shot, of course. Okay, that is the end of Golrag's turn. Up next is Magris. Magris, what are you doing?
All right. Let's see if we can finish this dragon. And
A little note for... Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you were in character. Continue. No, say it. Go.
Oh, no problem. Let's see if we can finish this dragon and then focus on this foul creature that started it.
Magris speaks to the sky and says, no problem, and then goes back to what he was doing.
Yeah.
For any watchers now or in the future who ever stream, I used to always have Discord in front of me and Streamlabs to the side. I flipped them. Right choice. I can see everyone's names in huge bold letters in front of me. Incredibly clutch.
Nice. All right. So, first one will hit. These are reckless as well, and
Naturally.
25 to hit for the second one hits too. All
Yes,
right.
sir, Bob. Spencer, can you imagine if you went with a wizard?
One wizard and 2 barbarians would be a hilarious combo. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. It's just the number of, like, animate objects. I'd be like, I'll kill you. I will. I swear to God. Dance macabre. Hey, keep track of 8 skeletons, nerd. I'd be like, I'm going to hang up the call.
Illusory terrain.
There you go.
I set magical traps.
All right. So yeah, like right in front of this dragon, I take my war pick and do 34 damage with the 2 strikes, just sort of like swinging it to like hit the thing in the chest, and then sort of like pulling around and like glancing it and grazing it in its arm again.
Nice. And how much damage was that? 34?
34.
Great. Huge.
And I'll be like, our DM spoke of hunger before, and I'm still ferociously ravenous, and gobble up another snack.
Magris gets a nosebleed and takes 1 point of psychic damage as he breaks the 4th wall.
Actually, in our level 16 arc, we discovered the fake reality that we were living in.
Oh, what is that called in Elder Scrolls? So in the Elder Scrolls universe, which is like Skyrim, for those watching, the god of Skyrim is like whoever is dreaming the world. And if you learn that, only one of 2 things can happen. You either cease to exist, or you become the god of the world, and that god of the world ceases to exist.
Hilarious.
So you all learned that, and because it was a bunch of barbarians with 9 intelligence, you were like, that's fine.
What
They were like,
I'm still here. Food still tastes good.
you don't have any revelations about the nature of you and or the god? What? And we just cut to the next adventure. Hilarious. I love it. Okay, great. Magris, huge swings on that. Any bonus action or just actions?
Bonus action was eating the meal again. Like, I'll just be like,
you guys are looking at Magris just pound baked goods.
Bro.
He takes a little tureen of soup out and downs it. You're like, what's happening? What is going on?
How hungry are you?
He takes it like a full Shaggy Scooby-Doo ham hock, eats it, leaves just the bone, throws it. A dog chases it and escapes the fire. We go a little Looney Tunes on that round. Great job, Magris. We're back up to Lomariak's turn. Lomariak is starting to look really injured, starting to sort of waver on its feet. I'm gonna make another save. It has its breath weapon back, but Jubilex is in the way. Is it going to be smart enough? The DC remains 15. It has a +4, so not terrible. You guys want it to fail though. Oof. +4 is not bad, but a 3 will do it. You see this thing, hunger in its eyes, abandoning sense a little bit, and again you get that sense. You feel just a moment of Lomariak's presence. He can barely reach out, but just enough to sort of cloud its mind. Lomariak is gone, but they're almost haunting their own body as they manage to make some small impact and effect. I need... Bork does not, because Bork is not interposed, but I need Magris and Golrag and the Jubilex, to all roll saving throws. That is a dexterity saving throw. DC is 24. Oh my goodness. With a benefit that you all do not have, Jubilex is going to burn a legendary resistance to succeed.
Oh, made this one at least.
Using my ability to burn my rage and then bring the rage back works out because I get a 24.
Nice. There we go. I love that. Fantastic. Great. So who saved, who failed, and I forgot to roll the 20d6 fire damage that I need to roll because I'm a little goofball.
Saved for Golrag.
Huge. Just keep it in your head. I'm going to tell you both the damages, so if you saved or you didn't, keep it in your mind. This is another shout out. Play with your friends, and you don't need to be like, let me see the dice. Come on. Very middling roll here. If you failed, you take 72 points of damage. fire damage. If you succeeded, you take 36. That was 6, 5, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2,
Wow.
3, 1. So it was like all 2s and 5s. So we really hedged. We really landed pretty middle.
Evened out. I just got to an even 100 HP.
Nice. I'm telling you right now, these things are looking pretty cooked. I forgot to have the bad guy take the damage. That would help.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. This is so funny. They are pretty much abreast with each other in terms of the damage that they are taking. You guys are putting out a lot of hurt here, and Lemuriac's rolling as low as you need them to, right? This cursed form is rolling low, and that's good for you all. Super cool.
Besties.
That was Lemuriac's action. With their bonus action, this time they can use Blazing Rush, but they can only use it on one person. Golrag, you get shoulder checked directly by a dragon, which is extremely funny. You take 6.
That's not good.
You take a big 6 points of fire damage. I rolled almost nothing on that 3d6.
Oh.
That's it. You just take 6. I don't know. Spencer looked so expectantly at the camera like, there's got to be something else that's about to happen. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And the dragon did take 3 damage from force, as well as the wild magic like crackles in its breath.
I'm a pretty hard line, don't fudge the health guy. I'm gonna have to really test that in myself if the killing damage comes from like 4 points of force damage hitting it in the shin bone. I'm gonna have to. It's really gonna test my sort of DMing integrity to not be like, no, I actually refused. Somebody's gonna tally up all the damage as we keep playing here. Okay, that is the end of Lemuriac's turn. It is Bork's turn. Bork the mighty, the stallion. What do you do?
Watching Gorai fly. I know you like to fly, but this is not a really good time to be doing that. Goes in for a little swirl. This time getting maybe a little cheeky himself while Lyrak is looking away, pulls the hammer through in between his legs. Nice little 360 catch. And
So bold to describe something that hard before you roll the dice. I want you
No
guys
matter
to
what,
win. Go ahead.
the approach is good.
Yeah.
The approach is good. The execution, not good. He
was
misses it. He misses the first hit and lands, and then smashes with his brutal strike at a 24.
Yeah, that does
Nice.
it.
Right into the shins.
You,
You activated my trap card.
not the shins. It's a fake out. The first attack, you jump in the air, you do this big cartwheel, it moves its head out of the way, exposing its true weakness. Everybody knows a dragon's weakness is its shins as you fall to the ground and swing hard. It's always flying up in the air. It doesn't have protection.
Ooh, low though.
Oh no, I just made that cannon and... Oh no, that sucks.
Hey, that's all right. In
All that,
Fadia,
like-
we just have to accept it.
Fadia changes a little bit every day, man. So
For those viewers who are seeing this for the first time, Fadia is a creation of our own collective minds, a high fantasy world that doesn't really have any rules or bounds, but what we come up with in the moment.
and whatever
There's
dumb
no
stuff we
prep, there's
say.
no world building. Yeah, so now it's done.
And even with just one hit, it does a pretty hard 20.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Lemuriac's starting to look very hurt. I'm going to say that they are bloodied as they fall to a knee being hit in the shin, their true weak spot.
Pork.
Bloodied
Grabbing
for a
onto it.
dragon is still pretty good, but it certainly is bloodied mathematically.
I will free you, even if it means taking your skull as my next trophy. Grabbing on.
Damn. In the spiritual realm, an angel hears, damn, that was hard as shit. As Lemuriac is like wrestling with a shadow demon on the ethereal plane, trying to push them out of their body. There's a whole other campaign going on where there's a bunch of Githyanki trying to help them. There's like a whole
We'll
thing.
get there next
There's
time.
like a whole thing going on out there as we cut back in. Absolutely. That was Borkbork's turn. It is Jubilex's turn. Jubilex is tired of getting hit in the face with radiant damage. Okay, I have to do something extremely mean to you, Spencer, and I am really sorry. Which is,
Hey, that's life.
I forgot to use its legendary actions this whole round.
Sure.
And it's the end of the round, buddy. I don't know how to tell you this. I don't
It
know
happens.
how to tell you
It
this.
happens.
At the end of Borkbork's turn, it is going to use Corrupting Touch once, and it is going to make one free attack, burning all 3 of its legendary actions to do so. Corrupting Touch is a
Gorag can't be corrupted. He's too pure.
17 to hit?
17 does not hit. The shield leaps in the way.
Unbelievable.
It would have hit, but the shield takes the brunt of this energy.
You won't take this city from me! The shield whips in front and deflects the blow off to one side. Absolutely fantastic. That's hilarious. It swings out with its second attack, lashing out. Not much better. 19?
19 is my AC, and it's gonna hit. The 17 would have hit if I didn't have my shield.
Oh, wow.
25 points of acid damage.
Oh!
You still up?
Still up.
Okay, very important. Great, good to know. Now the actual turn comes up. I need to pull up my phone really quick because I forgot what one of these spells do. Take a moment, think about your turns. Those of you listening, I am swinging over to the D&D Beyond app, one of the better choices that Wizards of the Coast has made lately. Because we're playing 5.5, they remade a bunch of spells. A little informational session for you here. And so I like to check both. I like a lot of the new material. A lot of people online are really bent out of shape about it. But those of us who remember the like 45E switch a little bit, Spencer and I only heard about it like tangentially through friends, are like, they do this every time. Every time they come out with something new, somebody gets really mad about it. Great. It's going to cast Contagion on you.
Sure,
Make a quick Constitution saving throw for me.
Absolutely.
The new Contagion is not so bad.
That was a 19.
What do you want? Do you want me to... That is a fail. Does anything happen?
Unfortunately, I already did my rage.
Okay.
My rage cancel strat. So no.
Okay.
I'm gonna get slimy doomed.
You are going to get... so unfortunately for you, those aspects have been removed and now does like a solid block of stuff. The target, blah, 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 takes 11d8 necrotic damage and has the poisoned condition. And choose one ability. Jubilex will choose your Constitution. You have disadvantage on Constitution saving throws.
Woo.
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, and it's the same death save stuff that it was before.
All right. Hit me with that damage.
Great. I'm jumping over quick to do that over here.
Because I know that Gorag's turn is coming up, there's a real hard decision that's about to be made if he survives this.
Okay. Not great, not terrible. Was 39 do to you?
That's all right.
Okay.
That gets me down to 36.
1 point under half damage on this bad boy. So, not bad. We did just about what we wanted to do there. That fail was unfortunate, but if you succeed on this next one, you're good to go. But remember, you're poisoned. Disadvantage on, like, everything.
Gotcha.
Okay. That is Jubilex's turn for sure. Kind of a long one, to be honest with you. Stop hogging the screen, Jubilex. Golrag, you're up.
Gorag uses his ability, Zealous Presence. He unleashes a battle cry infused with divine energy. He says, Tyr, support me and my allies in your judgment against these villains! And everybody is going to get advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the start of my next turn.
Big round. Gonna be a big round.
This is going to be real good. That was the decision. Was he could save himself by getting some HP, or he could do this. He's giving the allies
Nice.
a bonus.
Is this your action or your bonus action?
Bonus action.
Nice.
Unnatural fucking 20 on the first roll. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's fucking go.
Let's
All right,
go.
roll number 2.
That radiant damage, if you're doing that, d6 will be doubled.
Very nice, very nice.
Only that brutal critical is hanging off the end, which it sounds like they've done away with. So
Yeah,
it seems
they
like they
removed
also
the-
win. We shouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Giving that like versatile brutal strikes instead of brutal critical for those new barbarians.
Yeah, similar to the rogue thing, which I love for the rogue. The
Oh,
barbarian, I think, needed it. Maybe not as bad as the rogue did, but
25 plus.
this is a little fun editing note
36.
for the listeners. We just did a video on the rogue thing, and I messed up somewhere in the script. There was supposed to be a Blades in the Dark reference, and it at some point got changed to Blade in the Shadows. And I don't know when it happened. At some point, my little reference to another game that I like scooted. I just wasn't paying attention, I guess, and I must have corrected it or gone back over it. I don't know.
That is a total of 91 points of damage. Just
What do you mean?
massive flurry of blows.
Oh, you from all across all attacks.
Everything. That was the 2 attacks. That was double damage. That was double radiant. That was the 2d10.
I thought that was just the crit. I was like,
No.
don't do this to me. I was like, you
no,
can't do this to me.
91.
And you hit Jubilex with this?
Yeah.
Cut me off a slice. This thing, you take it from looking great to bloodied in a single strike. What does it look like?
Gorag calls upon the strength and power of Tyr, hoping it imbues his allies with strength, knowing that he's probably going to die in this next round. And Tyr does that. He imbues them in, like, you see their muscles swell and they stand straighter. But beyond that, Gorag in this avatar form, you see the symbol of Tyr emblazoned across his chest, obviously unadorned by armor. As he swings down, it's as if Tyr has made manifest here to stop this Prince of the Abyss from making manifest.
You all see this column of light and watch as all this gross slime buildup around Golrag is burnt away by radiance in like a 15-foot sphere around him. As there's this sort of great glowing light that fills the space, and you slam down with this attack, and it is like a lightning clash of radiance streaks out of the sky. If there's a Divine Gate in this world, he's going to have to do a long HR interview about why he thought he could interfere with the Primaterian Plane today. He's going to have to really be like, I thought it was sort of a reasonable...
There was a demon lord.
Yeah,
what
well,
else am I gonna do?
What do you want me to do? Let the Demon Lord take over? Yeah, exactly. He's going to have to really fight this out in court. Great to know, though. Super sick turn back here with Golrag. We're going to jump on over to Magris, feeling a little empowered. Lots of things going on. Both of these creatures now looking really injured. This fight felt impossible 20 minutes ago and is starting to feel kind of possible. 20 minutes ago. 18 seconds ago?
Yeah.
For the record, we are entering the 30th second of this fight.
About 15
Plenty.
people got out so far.
Yeah. We got a little wiggle room for that hour countdown.
No, you don't.
Wednesday.
You're not thinking about how everybody here's been on stage before. You know how long a minute actually is in real time. Like 1,000 people have gotten out of here in that minute. I'm gonna be real. Did a couple of people maybe get trampled? Yes, but
Sure.
we got to do what we got to do.
There's a word for that. It's like a squelch, scrunch, something like that, where you get killed by a stampeding crowd. I don't remember it. Yeah.
It's wild that they came up with such a specific sort of term.
This is reminding our fight against the Krakens. Remember?
Yes.
My
They had us by the throats and we took them down.
no joke.
I remember the broil afterwards, and that was delicious.
This is not a joke. My first draft of today's one shot was a Kraken. I hate giving peeks behind the screen, but that's too funny. You guys clocked that from a mile away. I was gonna be like, it's a level 21 shot. Fight in the water, nerds. I was really excited.
All right. So my first attack hits,
Nice. And then I remember people have to
and
listen
the
to
second
it.
one whiffs.
Nice. Okay,
Oh.
swinging out with these two. The first one connects, the second one it dodges out of the way. Are you still focusing on Lemuriac, this great dragon?
Yeah.
Great. We've seen countless expertise moments here of great acrobatics as this thing is swinging its tail and stomping with its claws, and you guys are dodging in and out of those blows, jumping up, taking these hits. People are watching unimaginable strength as you carve through thick hide and ash, as Bork just has a hammer. It's just slamming through, sending large scales and sections of this ashen plate crumbling to the ground. There's a bunch of normal-ass cult fights going on around you, and then there is a fight of the gods in the center. There's a Dragon Ball Z fight in the middle of all those really normal fights.
Yeah. So for his first swing, yeah, he does 15 points of damage.
Nice.
And I guess as he's trying to get the other swing, like the dragon like rears up to like do its to like maybe like hit him with his paw, and he hits where the his like the paw just was, and he's just like, best of me again.
Nice. Great. Okay. That is your turn. Up next is Lemuriacs. Lemuriacs has just used their breath weapon. They're going to roll to see if they get it back. It can't happen twice. That'd be
We have
stupid.
a flashback to Magrus and Lemuriac training, and that move always goes off, and then he feigns a breath attack as if he's got Magrus blocked in. Will it occur? Who knows?
Only a 3. It leers up to make that attack and just spark out of its mouth. It can't connect. You are already past the range where it would have worked. You've got the edge on this old man yet. All right. That's Lemuriac's. I'm sorry, what just happened? Was that Lemuriac's first attack, right? That was his bite? Good gravy. There's a lot going on here. I'm just trying to keep all of it straight in my head. Yes, that's right. I was just rolling to see if the breath weapon came back, and we narrated it kind of big. Good gravy, level 20 fights are crazy. There's too many. I got like 9 abilities on the sheet here. 9. That's not a big number. Okay. They are going to lash out at you with no extra stuff here to do. They're going to try to bite you.
All right.
A natural 1. 18. Is that it?
Ha. 18 does not.
You dodge out of the way. So we do see that scene.
Yes!
They come down for the bite, and you dodge out of the way. You are faster than them, and it strikes down into the ground. You've drawn a lot of their ire. You're doing a lot of damage. They're going to take both claw attacks against you. A 19 and a 31.
31 hits.
Oh, you're kidding. Does the 19 hit or no?
No, AC is 20.
Hey, solid AC dodges for this.
We're doing good
this
here.
CR.
I know, it's a 2 on the die.
Oh.
Did you reckless attack last round?
No, I have the advantage from the zealotry.
Darn it. Okay. I thought I had you. 15 points of slashing damage halved to 7 as one of these claws just nicks you as you back up out of its space. Okay. Lemuriac, they've got that bonus action, looking around, starting to, I guess, not panic. They are an undead servant, right? They wouldn't be in a state of panic as much of a state of observation. Golrag, how hurt do you look like at first blush? Do you look really bad?
Crazy hurt. He looks like he's stumbling right now.
Seeing the state that Jubilex is in, I wish I had thought of that sooner, but too late now. Looking at the state that Jubilex is in, this sort of cursed form of Lemuriac looks over at you and is going to risk 2 opportunity attacks to do this. Magrus and Bork, you both get it. It is going to use its bonus action to charge Golrag, hoping that 3d6 will knock him out of the running.
And it did hit me once, so the force damage is 3
22.
force damage.
3 force damage, whoopsie-doo.
This force field is wild.
Yeah, I did realize I reread it. It's only on attack rolls, so only so not like the breath attack or anything.
You know, you've been hit like 55 times. I'm sure a lot of them would have gone off anyways. I'm not here to get super fiddly over like 3 points of damage on one attack.
All right.
Golrag takes 11 points of fire damage. Is he still up?
Still up.
Oof.
Still up.
Okay, good.
Yep. And then 22 hits.
Yeah, 22 is the AC right now.
So and that would be 11 points of damage.
Okay.
For
That does take us
for-
past a significant threshold. Bork rears up and swings down with the hammer harder than any of you have ever seen. And as it slams, that ashen armor over the surface of Lomeriac shatters and is rent asunder and is gone. Their AC is back down to 20.
This has never happened before. His ashen armor has never been destroyed. This is the first time in history.
Speak not of this in the legends. Over in the corner, one of the, like, a scholar, a wizened old scholar, who's sitting in the corner. He doesn't want to run because he's witnessing history, like, ah! Is, like, fully freaking out. He's having a full conniption in the corner.
Can't wait to take the other shin out now. It's gonna be much easier.
Everybody knows, the scholar says, everybody knows the shins are the weakness, as you run up to swing out at the other. Is that the end of your turn?
Oh, I didn't start. That was the opportunity.
Oh, that was
attack.
the opportunity attack, guys.
Yes,
This
now.
poor dragon. Okay.
And now, so, now here come the shins,
Oh no, you're gonna get to the shins
Here we
right
go.
away. Yeah, of course, Pork, you're up.
and he gets through.
I need you all to know I am pouring sweat over here. This is ridiculous.
And that reckless attack misses. He goes
No.
through. He swings. His leg just gets over top. Borkborg is actually underneath the foot, about to come down, and finally does a barrel roll.
You do have an
Climbs up
additional
to-
advantage. I want to put that out there because I gave you
Oh.
guys a zealotry cry or something.
Yeah, does that give
But-
just advantage?
Yeah, just advantage.
But he instead.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let it work. Technically, Reckless would give
You can't stack
advantage,
advantage.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
mad about it, and it's a level 21 shot. Let's have some fun.
Okay, well that will make it a 21.
Just
that action
hits.
are coming
Yeah, go
there.
for it and make the hit.
So he goes, the foot coming over top of him, and so what you don't also realize is this Warhammer also has a nice spike at the end. He uses the splash right into the Achilles tendon.
The only thing weaker than the shins, you hear calling over the side as you swing out.
As he barrel rolls, and then he ends up hitting the shin with the second hit.
Huge. Roll damage on that.
He just is. He's like that. He's just break dancing around here, just slide, slash, round, and
Pork's
what do
going
we
to the
get?
Olympics. Easy street.
Yeah, he's gonna be representing Australia out there for break dancing. Okay.
He swings. So brave.
What's the next?
Now, what chat doesn't know is that we are all of the acting persuasion. So math isn't necessarily our strongest suit. So rolling
No.
dice and adding them up kills. It kills
But
me every time.
You will notice that
20.
we sort of clock out somewhere around level 12 on our campaigns. It's because eventually they're like, add 9d6 to 8d4. And you're like, I don't
Nah.
One shin, one Achilles down, and 34
Woo,
points of
yeah.
damage.
We're plugging away. We're plugging away. We're getting a little closer every day, boys. We're getting there. Absolutely
And that-
vicious. Okay.
And with that, another sundering hit as
Oh
well.
my god, come on.
For advantage on the hit. Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, great. So we're rolling with that advantage. Keep that in mind, of course. I'm glad you guys are sort of on top of a lot of this stuff. This is wild. As we continue through that turn, it is Jubilex's turn. The Jubilex is... I mean, man, I don't want to keep doing it to you.
I mean, I knew the decision I was making
Yeah.
when I bolstered my allies instead of myself.
It needs to know... Oh my god, I forgot all my legendary actions again.
Oh fuck! Oh
I will
no!
say,
No, but it wouldn't make
We have-
sense to use them all on you. It's going to start with just one, and we're going to see what happens. It goes for the Acid Lash.
Yeah, sure.
We at least have like the relentless rage skill, so
Yeah,
if we do
great.
lose our HP, we can pop back up again.
Fantastic. 20 to hit.
A 20 hits by 1.
A 20 hits by 1. Okay, not a guaranteed knockdown, I don't think. How much HP do you have left?
25.
Not guaranteed, but it's not going to be...
But
it's
pretty
gonna be
likely.
close. You take 21 points of acid
Let's go!
damage. 4 on the back end as that swings around.
It's not gonna stop me.
I didn't hear no bell.
I didn't hear no bell.
It's going to take its second attack.
Somebody ring a bell,
It uses
quick!
its second legendary action to attack you. I'm so sorry, I forgot the legend. You know what though? It would have just used them all to attack you anyways.
You know, it just would have been sooner.
Yeah, 31.
You know, actually, no, that hits. It does hit.
You take 24 points of acid damage. I know that doesn't much matter. And Magris and Bork watch as Golrag is absorbed and pulled into the form of the creature. And you begin to immediately see sizzling come off of the top of their body.
And I do, when I drop to 0 HP, I have to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Do I still have a disadvantage on the Constitution saving throw from, not Slimy Doom, but the thing that does that?
Contagion?
Yeah, contagion. Let me take another...
Well, you have Contagion and your Zealot thing, so they neutralize, right? To be a flat con? Because you gave yourself advantage on saves, too,
You only
right?
had one turn in between then and now, right?
Yes.
So just go ahead and
Only
make a
one.
saving throw. Make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, so I know where you're at.
That is a 14.
14 fails. Okay, so you are definitely still in the throes of this. You would have been either way, unfortunately. So yes, you do have disadvantage because of contagion.
Gotcha.
But did your Zealot Roar give you advantage on saves?
The
or was it
Zealot
just
Roar
you?
only held my allies. It didn't help me. For
Oh,
flavor, I said
okay.
it did
Yeah.
to give that
Just for
boost.
fun.
but
You're the
it didn't
conduit.
actually.
Cool.
I fucking... a 13, which is above the 10 needed to jump to
Yeah.
40. I rolled awfully, but I do.
40?
I get 40 HP.
And now it's a DC of 15, right?
Yep.
Yes.
What do you mean 40? Yeah,
Yep.
this thing tries to
40
pull you
HP.
in, and you watch Golrag push out of it, flexing their arms. And then I am so sorry, but it does attack you with its third legendary action.
I can take it. Don't ring that bell.
Oh, that hits. 22. I thought it was lower than it was. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, 22 hits.
22
Damn
points of
it.
acid damage.
I'm still alive.
He's still up. All right, now it's Jubilex's turn.
Oh no.
I'm gonna roll to see if it gets its eject slime back. I got a 6.
Oh.
Oh no.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Is that for all of us?
No, just him.
Just
Oh my
13. No, I have advantage.
Okay,
I have
roll
advantage.
it. Roll that advantage.
13 again.
Oh.
That's bad.
Beef will live on with all of you instead. It is all right, my friends.
You're not. Don't you get absorbed into that slime, my friend.
Ironically, actually, because of the situation, you take 57 points of acid damage, but are not absorbed because it's not the melee attack.
That's right. You don't get absorbed.
He's
Work on
fully unconscious.
Cool, right?
Just face first into the ground.
A single tear falls
Well,
from Lemariac's eye.
you can do the rage death save again.
Oh,
right?
you can. See if you get the 15.
Yeah.
That would be so stupid.
What is it?
Is it a reaction?
As long as you've been raging, or while you're raging, you drop the hero hit points
You're not.
and don't
He
die
did not.
outright.
He did not have the opportunity to rage in between the two.
Oh, okay.
Right. So he got way.
Oh, I got knocked unconscious and
But
I would have
you-
fallen out of rage.
But you have 10
But it hap-
minutes of rage because
Wait,
of your
you
form.
have-
But you dropped out
I-
and popped back in, and I think you lost it. I don't think you have rage.
I
So
think
you-
falling unconscious and coming up at 40. Let me read it really
Yeah.
quick.
The
rage,
much bigger
and-
Hey, this is fine. The much bigger problem is that you ended your rage and started again. So whatever that continuous 10 minutes thing was, I'm almost positive you lost it when you did that.
It did, but
But
here's the thing I'm going to say. The Relentless Rage states, if you drop to 0 HP while raging and don't die outright, which I didn't, you can make a DC 10 con, which I did, If you succeed, your HP instead becomes 40.
So you
So
never
instead
fall
of
unconscious.
I never fall unconscious. So
Ah.
I didn't lose rage,
And
so I
that's,
can.
And that's real rules lawyering by the
Yes,
letter of the
sir.
law. Okay, make that. See if you get that 15. You still have disadvantage.
Is this just a flat death save? Or
No,
is this
it's
a
your
con?
ability,
Con.
right? You
It's,
said.
it's the ability.
Yeah.
So-
All right.
So you know better than me what it is.
That's a 25 with disadvantage. I'm still
Wow.
standing.
Golreg slowly crawls back up. 40 more HP. I didn't hear no bell. All right, absolutely fantastic. Huge, huge, huge turn. That was hilarious. Okay, great. That was the Gibbelex's incredibly weird turn. Back to the top of initiative, Golrag. You're not done yet. What do you do?
He just lets out a crazy barbarian's roar and attacks with the vicious great axe, hoping to out-sustain this demon prince.
Seeing
Obviously, it's going to be...
another round ends, and more people have flooded out, but now you see people up on the walls, up on the parapets. You see those little fights with clusters of cultists have been won. This is now the fight that will decide if the city survives. You hear people chanting, beef, 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 off of the parapets down. I said high fantasy, and you named your adventuring crew beef. Yelling beef down into the center, where people are pumping their fists, excited at the thought that maybe they will survive the day.
That is a total of 52 points of damage, including like 12 radiant.
Okay. 52, you said?
Yes.
Okay. This thing's is not looking good. It is limping and barely together. This creature, this prince of the foul ends of the world, is starting to... Its own vile ichor is starting to leak out of the corner of its mouth like blood. Its mouths, there are many sort of spread across its pseudopods and large gargantuan form as it has been consuming the bodies of others. On your other side, Lemuriac also injured and stumbling. These two fights remarkably head to head, largely because of good rolls and some level 20 shenanigans. Absolutely huge. That's Golrag's turn. Did you have a bonus action you wanted to do?
I do. Golrag, after standing up from death twice, lets out one more final cry of victory and regains 47 hit points. He burns every single D12 on this ability.
Nice.
And he is up to 87 HP.
Absolutely wild. This is so neck and neck. I love it. Magris Corsica.
All right. Very, like, he missed with his opportunity attack, and it's just a gas that, like, fighting this dragon, it decides to go after Golrag, and so he's just like, don't run away from me. I will strike your back and get both of those rear shins befouled.
I forgot about the shins thing. I don't know how, but I did.
I like that in this world, the calf is called rear shin when it comes to a dragon, because it still is a weak point.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we can't make it canonical that in the world of Phadia, if you call weaknesses shins because of how weak dragons' shins are.
What's your shin, man?
All right, and both those attacks will hit as I
Okay.
go to strike it, and that is
It would have to be pretty Herculean, but it's, I guess, theoretically possible. Probably if you maxed out everything.
all right.
Get that nat 20, come on.
29 points of damage.
29. Oofa doofa.
And as I take another snack out of my thing, this time it's just like a morning muffin. It was like, I was going to have this for breakfast. I'll have it now.
We have a real Skyrim thing going on over here, while this dude's cramming cheese wheels to stay in the fight. I don't know how I'm meant to react to this.
His pockets are getting emptier. Oh no.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem
I think I only have.
You're no longer encumbered, my friend.
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
anime
there's
training
looting.
weights are a bunch of muffins in your pockets. That's
Yeah.
great.
All the
It sounds like your turn, as far as what I need to be here for, is finished, Magris. So I think we can shuffle on to the next, which is, of course, Lemuriac. So roll that damage while you got the chance. Let's see if that breath weapon comes back, boys.
Wait, did I? Oh, I did 29 total. Sorry.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
1. It does the opposite of comeback. You
Let's
see it
go.
swallow some fire. A couple fires go out. Okay. It is going to lash out at Magris. Because you two are just going toe-to-toe. It's going to take a bite and a claw against Magris and a claw against Bork. Shout out to all of us for really taking the name Bork in stride on this one, I gotta say.
Yeah, I just accept it.
Magris, are you relentless at this point or no? Are you reckless? I mean,
Yeah, I reckless
Great.
to get those advantages.
Okay. 20, 33.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, only a 32.
Oh.
And a 30.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. You're on fire again. Like you've been on fire the whole time. Yikes, really high. You
Just
take
tanking that.
24 points of piercing damage.
Halved already or not?
No, not halved already. So
Alright.
8
12.
or not.
24 down to 12.
24. Did I say
12.
20? Was it 24? Oh my god. Yeah, right,
Yeah.
12. Yes, 7 plus 7 plus 10. 24. And then you
Alright.
take 20 points of fire damage from the same attack. And you're on fire.
All right.
Are you standing?
Wait, so that was like 2 attacks that hit me?
No, I'm about to roll the second attack's damage.
Oh, okay.
It bit you, and first you took tooth damage, and then you took fire damage because you were in the mouth of a big hot dragon.
Gotcha. All right.
And-
And it takes 3 force damage as it bites me.
so
It's
Oh,
getting
I
close,
thought it was
guys.
Oh,
it seems like it's a multiple reaction. I don't know, someone confirm, but I can use Spirit Shield again to reduce.
Yeah, just read the ability.
Or
Cut
yeah,
us off a slice
I-
of Spirit Shield.
So, because it doesn't say a one time, I thought I saw something, so I've been missing out. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
And I
it's
got
all
something
good.
else. So, 4d6, and whatever the amount is, will get thrown right back at the creature.
Oh, it's a rebuff.
wow.
The
Okay.
Fragile
Pretty
Spirits.
I'm going to have to pull it up quick to read through because there's some important nuance to this here question of ours. That's an ancestral
Ancestral.
path of the
That's why.
ancestral guardian ability, which should be.
I'm also pulling up.
I know it's not the most fun thing in the world, but you gotta keep your P's and Q's here, especially when we're
Gotta
getting to
make
the
sure.
end like this.
Yeah, that's why I want to confirm too, because I missed on the first time.
Thank you so much for the subscription,
But-
Jeremy, whichever it
Shout
is.
out.
Thank you.
Uh,
I'm scrolling down to
You're doing
Primal.
Spirit Shield? And
then
Vengeful
Vengeful
Ancestors?
Vengeful Spirits.
yeah.
If
It's
you are
actually
raging and
not
another
like
creature you
Thunder.
see within 30 feet of you takes
Wow.
damage, you use your reaction to reduce that damage by 2d6. So you can burn your
then-
reaction to do it, but I don't think you've taken a different reaction this round yet.
No.
No.
Great.
And then Vengeful Ancestors, when you use your Spirit Shield to reduce the damage of an attack, the attacker takes an amount of force of damage equal to the damage the Spirit
What a
Shield
great
does.
ability. Honestly,
Yeah, wow.
great ability.
Okay,
I
so
love
roll-
that.
It's a 14th level.
Yeah, so roll that 46, and then that's what will bounce back at the dragon.
All right. That's
What,
the Bork Ancestors are pretty good.
Got that one in time. Thank you.
17.
17
Oh,
plus
counter.
17. Yeah, Volk.
Okay. This is
No,
great.
this is a dragon.
It really is.
As-
Oh my god.
As this claw swings down towards Magris, this great shield of spiritual energy fills the space between the two of you, and its claw clang sticks onto it. Bork, what does it look like as your ancestral guardians kill this
The
unnatural form of Lomeriac?
The same amulets he presented all shine under his tunic and then release, and you actually see the ancestral spirits of Bork. I don't even have the time to make up the actual acronym of the actual names, but you see all these Dragonborn
We see this memory
lunge in,
Go ahead.
lunge in, both of them, having two of them open up the jaws of the dragon, and then two more lunging up, both at the same time. One clacking down into the lower jaw, ripping it apart, while the other one takes it and smashes that lower jaw into the shins.
Oh, the jaw snaps
Breaks
back,
the-
swings and slams into the front shin, and everybody knows it's the blow to the shin that does it. As this dragon collapses to one side, falls the rest of the way, and you hear telepathically, because its jaw just got ripped off, "Thank you, my friends. I rest." And Lomeriac, the
welcome.
kind, as fated, dies this day a final time, rested off to whatever ethereal realm he now belongs
Do
to.
any of us get turned into a big dragon? Yes or no?
Oh, goodness gracious. Let me just see really quick what the rules for that are. While that is going on, I will totally check. We've got to kind of keep the ball rolling for this to sort of be functional. That was Lomeriac's turn. It is now Borkbork's turn. All that remains is the Jubilex.
Bork turns around, looks right down at the Jubilex, witnessing Lemeriax going down. Come for a hug. Just rushes in, leaping in, and then going for his opposite hand, going for another shit. He's getting really cocky out here now.
I'm so sorry. What did
Let's
you
go.
just say like that?
Come for a hug.
Time for a hug.
For a
Okay.
hug.
Discord hated it, and so I could not tell what it was. It just sounded
Oh.
threatening. I had no idea what it was in particular.
Oh, no. It's a hug.
This is just like Elden Ring.
Thank God
It's
that
Elden
was,
Ring adjacent.
advantage. Thank God that was a advantage, because that was a nat one.
Yikes.
Oh no! That's another nat one!
No.
You know, you can't win them
That's
all. You can't win them all.
So, but the other one is going to be a 28.
28, that absolutely hits.
So, let's get that going.
8 billion damage. Oh, we did it!
A fissure that damages the abyss itself and just causes like a dent
Ooh.
in the entire like
Well-
plane of the abyss.
Yeah, we gotta
That
kind
was-
of figure that part out next.
It was a good effort, but 15 points.
15. Respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm feverishly looking for this information over here.
Gorag looks around the room and he sees that hundreds have escaped so far. Mostly it's only the people, the heroes here, that are helping to board up the doors. The scholar is writing down furiously some notes, so even if he dies, some record will be kept of what happened here today.
The vamp. It couldn't be more. It couldn't be better.
He's got one of those like acid-proof books that he's writing into.
Oh yeah, just in case. It's a moleskin. It's a fantasy moleskin.
Everybody roll a d10 and tell me if you roll a 10.
A 3 is not a 10 for
There's not
me.
a 10. Anybody roll a 10?
Mine is a 7.
A 7. What about Bork? Oh, he's still working on it. No? 2?
No.
Okay. A pulse of energy. I'm gonna roll just to let's see, because there still is a crowd.
836 people roll d10s. Your computer explodes.
I rolled incredibly low on a D100. You see like 6 people
Oh,
become Golden Dragon points, and they're all kind of younger. You sense it as a little bit of those who come next will be chosen moment, as a few like boom, 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 across the crowd, transforming in this thing as this beautiful halo of golden light erupts from the now truly past body of Lomeriac. Okay, with that, it is the Jubilex's turn. Things are rough over here. It is now surrounded, and so Golrag, you no longer need to take every. I forgot the legendary actions again.
No!
This is the absolute pits. Okay. There's 3 of you, and this adds up to 6 attacks. You're each taking 2. Who's reckless right now?
Everyone.
Everybody? Great. All right, Golrag. That is 1,000,000 to hit.
That hits.
And a 23.
Hits.
Okay, Bork. That is another 1,000,000. 28. And 27. Magris. 20.
That hits right on the dot.
And 25.
That too will be.
I did not roll a single nat 20 this entire time.
Wow.
And I'm rolling a lot.
There's a lot of rolls.
For the sake of my own sanity, did everybody get hit by every attack, right?
Yes.
I just rolled the damage once, and I'm going to double it and give it to each of you. Everybody takes 46 points of acid to damage.
Still alive.
As this swinging dervish of whirling tentacles fills the space, slamming into all of you, lashing out, screaming for some kind of relief, some way to get away from the situation. This creature fears being sent back to wherever it left from.
Is everybody still up?
Yeah.
Is
Does
everyone
the acid
still up?
put out the fire?
No.
Or is the fire? It's acid fire now.
Yeah, you're covered in acid and on fire. I want to be clear. Magris has been fully engulfed in flames for 48 seconds and is just like, this is going great.
Haven't hit my world record yet, though.
Oh, there you go. That's hilarious. Something really funny could have happened, but it doesn't. That's all right. I'm having a blast. We're back up to the top of initiative. I am not going to forget the legendary actions this time. We'll see if it even gets a single one off. Golrag, you're up. You better finish this, or I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah.
The iconic
I'm
moment watching
going-
Spencer remember playing. He's playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm gonna swing twice. I am brutal swinging, of course, as I do.
Okay, I want to be clear.
Uh,
This thing is lurching and seething and screaming for assistance. You guys are a razor wire from success here.
That is a 29 and a 30 to hit, so I'm gonna assume both of those hit.
Oh,
They absolutely hit.
The force damage too.
Oh, of course.
8 force damage.
40, 48 plus
48.
50, 60 plus.
You're still going?
Yeah.
Kick his ass.
69 damage. How's that do
my
ya?
goodness. What does it look like? And unfortunately, something deeply funny is going to happen because Stefan forgot about his damage and did 8 points of damage. So, Golrag and anybody watching will think that Golrag has killed this creature by whatever he is about to describe. Only Magris, in the deepest, most secret and foul part of his mind, will put in a little box that his force damage killed it and close it and latch it shut and put it up on a shelf and slide it to the back. Magris, you know, as you lance out with this dart, you see its form tense and you're like, oh no, I did do it. I knew you were going to do that to me. Golrag, describe what happens to the corpse of Jubilex.
Golrag gets pulled in by one of these tendrils and is in the form of the Jubilex. So he does not see what Magris is doing with this force damage. From inside the form, he just swings out a hand axe and his great axe and explodes from the form, thinking he's burst it from inside, but really he just burst from a corpse. And he, "Ah! I've done it! I've avenged you, my old friend!"
I almost forgot to unmute. As this eruption of this black Icarus ooze slides all across the floor, and you begin to watch the ground, that thick, slimy layer that had covered everything starts to fade and burn away into little motes of ember and ash, as the form of Jubilex does as well. You know, when a prince of the abyss dies outside of their realm, they simply go back. Who knows if this is the last time that Jubilex will make this attempt. As those little motes of dust and ash lift into the space, the crowd, watching from parapets and safe distances, erupts. Those who couldn't leave scream, extolling your virtues, extremely happy. Unbelievable, incandescent joy as the scholar finishes writing and looking at his hands, baffled that he is alive and has survived everything that has just happened. Over the course of the next few moments, the festival, hampered by this, turns again into this strange mix. Many people died here today, but a great victory was also won today, and there's this strange fight between the two. But when about 5 years, 10 years have gone by, the victory will be remembered far above the tragedy that stands below it, because everybody knows the city would have been damned. Who knows what would have happened to this part of the continent? How many of those other lower level parties would have died trying to fight Jubilex and almost certainly failed and died in the attempt? As that future of acid and smoke and awful smell leaves their minds, there's a joy in the space. And in the sky above, in the clouds, we see a form like a gold dragon. And a little glint of that golden eye as it moves beyond. And that is where we're going to end this level 21 shot here on Scheduling Conflicts. An absolutely wild adventure. You guys took 2 encounters I tried so hard to keep separate, smashed them together, and still lived.
Let's go.
Shout out to the 585 points of damage that got dished out to the great Lomariac, and the whatever 353 plus 69 is that made its way over to Jubilex. This was wild. You guys did a really great job. Those of you who watch now or in the future, I hope you had fun. No one gets to play at these really high levels, so I thought it would be a blast to just take a moment and only play at that high level. I will always love Fadia for this and the occasional things it gives us. You are currently watching this on a channel called Foolhardy Press. I'm sure you've liked and subscribed, but if you haven't already, give it a click. Don't miss anything. Do we have the bell on YouTube or is that Twitch?
There's a bell icon on YouTube.
Hit the bell. Turn on notifications. I don't have on notifications. I actually will forgive you if you don't, but you should think about it. Don't miss a video. You can catch all our streams at 7:30. When we reschedule like this, we will usually make a post very last minute this particular stream, so we didn't have the opportunity to. On Sundays, you can catch Game Master, Masters of Games, where me, Spencer, and Michael, who is not present for today's game, play through video games. We just finished trying to beat Radon, which I'm sure those two will drag me back into trying to do after some kicking and screaming. Today, Mondays, at that same time, 7:30, you can catch The Party Makes Things Worse. Occasionally a Scheduling Conflicts when The Party Makes Things Worse gets canceled. We're playing Monster of the Week. Spencer is keepering a very fun game titled The Prince of Charming. Almost slipped my mind. That's been a real joy. And then on Tuesdays, so tomorrow, you can catch DM Writer's Room, which is our show where we demystify the DMing process by coming up with things live. My brain is cooked. I've got nothing left up there. Oh my goodness. Definitely check us out on TikTok. Definitely check us out on YouTube. Spencer's been posting some really great stuff on there. Some of it I do help with the research and the scripting. I think it's been pretty fun working on some of those. We're looking forward to making some longer form content, if I'm correct, right? Starting to pitch a little bit upward. So you can look forward to that as well. That just had to be everything. So thank you very much for watching. Unless Spencer realizes something check us out on Drive-Thru RPG. Check out Lich's Dollhouse. Void's Eye Observatory is upcoming. We've been working on that for like a year now. Largely because we're very busy. I don't want you to be like, it's going to be a fully developed... We did great. It took us a year because we all have jobs. And we have some other exciting projects coming up in the future. And with that, we're good to go. I will catch you all some other time. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.
See you tomorrow for DM Writers Room, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out. Share with your friends, your family, everybody you know.
Sharp. Don't be late.
Oh.